forgot to change my game capture. Yeah. I do this a lot, as you can tell. So, yeah. But yeah. I shouldn't have worn this jumper. It is too warm in my room. There's gonna be a point where I have to whip out the fan, which is just like next to me here. So I'll have to whip out my fan at some point. But today's not that day. But yeah, it's like not overbearingly warm, and I know it'll get like cooler because it's like I stream at night anyway, so it's not gonna get like overwhelmingly warm. But yeah, so today we are playing through the Cosmic Turnabout. We're starting the Cosmic Turnabout. So my manager called me earlier, and this week I was supposed to be working Wednesday, Friday, and then Sunday. My manager calls me this morning. I think it was like 10 this morning, and I'd already gotten up. Because I had a driving lesson that morning, and then so I was like, might as well stay up. I might as well stay up person instead of just going back to sleep. But yeah, my manager calls me and it's like, hey, so we've got and for context, I work in retail. So my manager calls me and he's like, hey, so we've got this person who's come from this other store, and I need to lose some hours from other people so I can give her hours, because she has like I set like 190 hours. I think I started on the road, so I think it's like 190 hours anyways. And she calls me and is like, hey, I need to lose some hours. Are you willing to just work Sunday this week and not work Wednesday and Friday and just do Sunday morning? And I was just like, yes, I am willing to do Sunday morning. So yeah, I am not working until Sunday. So I have basically the entire week off, basically. So yeah. Yeah, I think that's basically it from yesterday that I've been doing. I have no stories. I've not really done anything today other than I had my driving lesson this morning and it went decently good. I'm actually getting better at like parking and stuff. So yeah, that went well. And then it's just gonna be a stream, and I accidentally clicked on it. It's just gonna be a stream where my webcam just keeps turning on and off because I can't be bothered. But yeah, and then I worked on my PowerPoint for next Tuesday, because if you guys didn't watch that stream, but if you guys did watch that stream where I kind of mentioned it, one of my tutors asked me, like, hey, do you want to come in and redo your presentation in front of like a larger crowd, basically, because he's putting on an event? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so, because I got like him and like my other tutor like gave me like 90, like my tutor and then like one of my lecturers gave me like 90 on that presentation. So I was like 90 out of 100. And so I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. So yeah, I've got that next Tuesday. And then it's more on the script. I think what I might be able to do is try and record it. I did have the prime opportunity to record it. I couldn't be bothered like doing like the last little bits I need to of the script. So I'll work on the script. I'll finish working on the script like this week, and then sometime either later this week or start next week, I'll actually get to recording it, and then it's just editing it, which is going to be the easy bit. So yeah, the script is like the hardest part to get through. I kind of want to get it out in June, but if it gets out outside July, I won't be too bothered. So yeah. So yeah, anyways, let's get back into. Oh, I did change the capture. It's just being weird. But yeah, let's get back into some Apollo Justice load game. Cosmic Turnabout, yay! Cosmic Turnabout. Ooh. The courtroom bombing incident. So this happens after a terrible attack launched by the will of a madman. This happens after Turnabout Countdown. That incident perfectly symbolized the state of the legal world in this dark age of the law. I swear they mentioned the phrase dark age of the law so many times. Mr. Wright brought it to a resolution. All sorts. The detonate was discovered to be the one responsible for the bombing. I didn't even turn my playlist on. If only it were that simple. Somehow I can't help but think. There's a darker influence at work. One that's lurking in the shadows, waiting. That's why I want to review the trial that was taking place when the bombing occurred. This was like simultaneous. After all, I've got a few more personal stakes in it. So yeah, this isn't... Why was this working yesterday, but not working today? I don't know. Today's been a long day. Today's been felt like a long day. Ooh, cutscene. Ooh, space. Ooh. Oh. Obviously not ready. Guessing this is like the, what caused the victim to die, basically. I mean, we've played some great study cases where the victim has not died. I can't think of her name, but the one who was stabbed in the back. But and then Psssttt was like attempted murder. But it's not been many cases where we've had a victim like not be dead but just be kind of injured. Time for another trial to begin, but this one is different. Sorry to bother you, but it's Juniper. Are we defending her again? Are you alright, Apollo? I wasn't making a scary face just now. Oh, hi, Juniper. Yeah, I'm fine. I was just doing my cards of steel exercises. Oh, wait, I think we were supposed to defend her in... I think Apollo was meant to defend her, but I think it would end up going to Phoenix? I'm looking at the book right now, because I have a horrible memory. Yeah, we play as Phoenix. And we play as Phoenix and Athena. But it was meant to be Apollo that was... It was meant to be Apollo that was defending her. Now, Ma, I need to let go. Yeah, knowing you, I'm sure you'll be just fine. Oh, I bought you a present for my garden. What's that? Is this a lotus root? That's right. My grandma says lotus root is good for your eyes. She even says that if you look through the holes, it can help you see into the future. It's for good luck. Maybe later you can cook it and... Thanks for this, I'm gonna have some right now. Oh my. Kinda tough though, because you're meant to cook it. You can't eat it raw, but thank you for the enthusiastic try. Oops, if she didn't think me weird before, she will now, and I've got to calm down. Apollo, I'm sorry I'm late. Oh, it's Athena. Hi, Athena. Junie, I didn't know you were coming today. Did you come to cheer Apollo on? I get it, you sly little thing. Athena, stop. Quit kidding around, Athena. The trial's about to start any second. Is everything else set? Oh yeah, I do not know the timeline of this. I'm confused about where this trial takes place. It takes place around Turn Back Countdown. But I'm not sure if it's slightly before or... Oh, Apollo, when will you ever figure it out? Figure out what? Wow, that was the longest sigh I've ever heard. Oh, is this our defendant? This is it. It's all over for me. They're gonna find me guilty. Nah, no, we're not gonna find you guilty, mate. We'll make sure of it. This is our client, one Mr. Sol Starbuck. He's a very famous astronaut who happens to be an acquaintance of mine. You wouldn't know it right now, but he's usually a very upbeat and driven person. The scene of the crime this time happened to be the Cosmos Space Center, hence Cosmic. Back in high school, my best friend and I went there almost a little too much. But that's where we met Mr. Starbuck. We'd ask about space travel and he'd launch into story after story with so much passion. Back in those days, the man was 100% my hero. But now he's your client. You sure you're okay with being my lawyer, Apollo? Of course I'm sure. I know you, Mr. Starbuck. I know you're not the type to commit murder. Thanks, but... You good, dude? You good, Starbuck? I was supposed to be in space right about now. You good? You're sighing so fucking much. He's so depressed. It almost seems like an act. The launch getting called off must have been a huge shock. I'll probably never get the chance to go into space again. Don't say that. Don't stop believing. Don't stop believing. Besides, you just have to go into space again. Yeah, I don't think I could face Clay in the afterlife if I just ride away in a cell. Clay Terran. Can't believe he was murdered. I mean, he was such a promising astronaut under your command. Yeah, he was a good guy. Always there to pick me up when I was down. No one loved life as much as him, that's for sure. He was always so full of energy. Tell me, you're fine, Mr. Starbuck. How could something like this happen to a guy like him, huh? I've never seen Mr. Starbuck so down. Clay's gone and I'm going to prison. I wish I could burn up like a shooting star right now. Mr. Starbuck, you'll be fine. What is it? What's with the yelling? God to steal, God to steal. I'll get to the bottom of this today, you'll see. And in exchange, I want you to go back into space for you and Clay. Promise? Does that mean you have lots of evidence to prove my innocence? Oh, well, about that. We just had the attorney's version. Terran's autopsy report. Let's look at the autopsy report. Okay, this is the crime photo. And then cause of death stabbing. The victim was discovered in the 3rd floor boarding lounge in the main building. And then, okay, here are all our people that we have in our court record so far. So we have Athena, the latest lawyer to join our agency. She lived in Europe for a time when she studied psychology. Me for real. And then we've got Phoenix, the head of our office. He was retired once, but made his return to the legal world a few months ago. Retired? No, he was this fucking bard. Trucy Wright, an aspiring magician who Mr. Wright adopted when the duty called. Clay Terran, the victim in this case. He was a Hat 2 crew member and a close friend of mine. Juniper Woods, Athena's childhood friend. Talented singer and student council president. She's studying to be a judge. Then we've got our defendant, Solomon Starbuck. He defended in this case. He was a Hat 2 crew member and a mentor to Clay. We didn't get to investigate the area as much as I'd have liked, thanks to the police. I'm done for. I'm gonna. Everybody thinks I did it. I thought I was gonna saw in a comment, but I'm just gonna crash like a meteor, right? No, don't say that, Mr. Starbuck. Don't kill yourself out yet. I know it's hard to lose a teammate, but you've got to keep yourself going. You've got to keep going. And what about you, Apollo? What about me? I was just thinking, wasn't Clay your best friend? We need to focus on the trial right now. Are you all ready to go? Apollo. The trial's about to begin. If the defense would please proceed into the courtroom. Okay, here we go. This is it. This is one trial I can't afford to lose. Ladies, we need to find the guy who actually killed Clay. For Clay's sake and our clients, I will find Clay's killer. Let's go. We're back in the courtroom. Back in courtroom. In court. Day 1. Court is now in session. Court is now in session for the trial of Solomon Starbuck. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Excuse me, Mr. Justice? Yes, Your Honor? What happened to your eye? I'm fine. The defense is ready, Your Honor. So he's a bit touchy, isn't he? Are you sure? I'm fine, Your Honor. The defense is ready. I'm sorry, Your Honor. He's been like this since yesterday. He keeps insisting it's just a style. I suppose it's something he doesn't want to discuss. Maybe he's entering a touchy age. He's like, what? Early 20s? He's like, what, 22, 23? Very well. I'm putting the prosecution. Wait. Yeah, it would be like, what, 23-ish? The prosecution appears to be ready as well. What's up, Blackquill? What's up, Blackquill? Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Huh. And he's done it already. Judge. He does this every trial. Why are you, first of all, surprised? Second of all, scared, because you know that he won't do shit. It's his bird, which I cannot remember. I can never remember the name of that fucking bird. But it's his bird that'll peck your fucking eyes out. Not Blackquill. Blackquill won't do shit. The prosecution is now ready. Well, it didn't take him long this time. What's up with Blackquill? Now then, I shall give the opening statement. He's just so under Blacquill's thumb. I'll do it. You will? What an unexpected surprise. Once, this time I can't leave it to anyone else. I see. Something's off with the two of you today. Yeah. Something is wrong with these two. You both seem different somehow. Also, the timeline through Destiny is just ever so slightly confuses me. Very well. Prosecutor Blackquill, your opening statement, if you would. It was just yesterday. The crimes in question occurred at the Cosmos Space Center. That famous federal research facility of all things related to astrology, right? Astronomy. It's astronomy. Anyway, a rocket was sent to launch from there. That reminds me of so back in high school, we had one of the GCSEs you could take was astronomy, but it wasn't like too popular of a course, so we only had one astronomy teacher, just like we only had one dance teacher. But anyways, and we only had one astronomy teacher, and for a little more context, I took triple science at GCSE, and a bunch of my friends who were also doing triple science also did astronomy. And I remember that whenever like the astronomy teacher would come into like one of our classes and be like, oh, these, because like again, he only had like one class in our year. He probably had like 3 classes in total, one from year 9, one from year 10, and then one from year 11, like 2 or 3 classes. So he would always come in and be like, oh, you two from my class, you need to go to class and go to my room and go do blah 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 blah. Or be like, hey, you two, you forgot this, and we'll give them stuff. And whenever he would come in, we would just always like kind of like bully him and be like, actually, hey, astrology, and he would get so pissy. And it was kind of funny. It was kind of funny for teenagers. But at 9:28 a.m., before they could even move the rocket to the launch site, it exploded, which is just saw in the cutscene. 2 explosive devices were detonated and the launch was cancelled. My word, 2 bombs? How dreadful. The defendant in today's trial is charged with both the bombing and murder. One Mr. Solomon Starbuck. For whatever inane reason, he detonated a bomb on the rocket he himself would be in. Solomon Starbuck? I recognize that name. Isn't he that famous astronaut? Correct your baldness. I forgot he called the judge your baldness. Mr. Starbuck was the pilot of the HAT-1 rocket 7 years ago. As you may recall, despite some interstellar trouble, his mission was a success. Some say it was a miracle he returned alive. I suppose you could say he's a living legend. Oh, I remember now. He's become something of an international celebrity, right? Yeah. They even turned that incident into a movie and everything. We've got a real space pioneer in court today. Even heroes tumble from their lofty heights. Returning to the subject at hand. Ah yes, the victim was one Mr. Clay Terran, a subordinate of the defendant. Indeed, a loyal disciple brutally stabbed to death by his mentor. Stabbed to death, you say? It looks like he was only stabbed once, though. You mean his death wasn't a result of the bombing? Correct. Despite his lofty dreams, the victim was seen as an interloper by the defendant. And so, he was not sent into space, but to the universe which we mortals cannot see. Clay. I think I've had enough. The case seems pretty clear-cut at this point. However, there is one thing I'm curious about. That metal box that's next to the witness stand. What purpose does it serve exactly? Wait, wasn't that? Okay, this takes place before Terra Countdown, because this was the same case, I'm pretty sure. Since you asked so nicely, it's your coffin. Have mercy on me! I jest. It's evidence. Due to its immense size, we've no little choice but to lay it where it rests now. We shall get to the contents of the box in due time. Phew. I feel like I just lost 50 years of my life. So, death. Does he even have 50 years left? Exactly, Athena, exactly. In a monologue, Athena, in a monologue. She didn't say it, the widget would have said it. Enough jabbering. Bobby Fulbright's the name, and just as we just. Detective Fulbright. Very well then, please explain the details of this incident to the court if you would. On it, first take a look at this pamphlet from the Cosmos Space Center. In it, you'll find a diagram outlining the overall layout of the Space Center. Here we are. For a more detailed look at what's on the left side of the building, take a look at this cross section that we the police have created. See the launch pad and the main building? The launch pad is the square building and the rounded structure is the main building, right? You got it. The incident took place in Launchpad 1 and in the main building's lounge. I'll be using this diagram during my testimony. It'll make it easier to understand. Okay, let's go. Witness testimony time. Just before the rocket was set to launch, 2 bombs went off. Boom, boom. One on the second floor of the Space Center's main building, and one in Launchpad 1. Thankfully, only the 2 astronauts were in Launchpad 1 at a time. The 2 of them managed to make it back as far as the boarding lounge, but after the escape, one of the 2 was found stabbed to death. I was sure no one else was in there. A murder on top of a bombing? Detective, the victim was already dead by the time you arrived at the lounge, correct? Yep, thinking he'd sabotaged the bombing, the defendant killed him right there in the rocket. Just look at this tragic photo. Oh my, is that a knife in the victim's chest? Yes, Your Honor. It's the knife that cruelly ended this young man's dreams. We couldn't get any prints off of it though, because the defendant was in his spacesuit. Okay. That makes slight sense, I guess. By the way, Detective Fulbright, why are the victim's helmet and right glove absent in this photograph? We had to remove them to identify him, Your Honor. I personally removed his glove during the investigation. Want to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. Yeah, it would be very difficult to identify him without a face or fingerprints. Now there's just one more thing I'd like to inquire about. What is that round thing that's the victim in this photo? Something so important to the victim, he took it with him as he escaped the launch pad. A capsule that apparently contained asteroid samples. While obviously valuable for research purposes, it has no relation to this case. Huh, I see. So, we know that the bomb in the main building was on the second floor, but where was the bomb that was in launch pad 1 located? Heh, that one was on the rocket itself. It was situated around the central part of the rocket. Apparently the area around the launch pad's elevator was sea of flames. I'd like to submit this diagram report into the record. And that has been put into the record. The trial just started and we're already in a bind. You get used to it. Besides, that's what cross-examination is for, right? What the two astronauts were doing during the bombing? That'll be the key. Okay. Cross-examination time. Okay, nothing's really contradicting anything, because it's, early on in the case. So I guess we just press every statement. I guess we just press everything. How powerful were the explosions? Well, the one in the main building wasn't strong enough to bring the place down, but the room it went off was burnt black. Thankfully, nobody was hurt. Due in large part, of course, to me stepping up to lead the evacuation. Wait, what were you doing there in the first place, Detective Fulbright? Ha ha ha, I'm Bobby Fulbright, Hero of Justice. I'll be there wherever and whenever people need my help. I'd go to the other side of the world or even the edge of the universe. I'm not sure he knows how far that actually is. Yeah, that's decently far away. At least 5 miles. But I guess I'll leave that one alone. Admirable decision, Justice Donner. Huh? What did he decide? Anyway, could you describe what it was like at the Space Center at the time? The bomb cut the power to the central bank of elevators and the third floor lounge. It was pitch black in there, I tell you. However, the security cameras and whatnot were running on emergency backup. And how did the evacuation go? I immediately and heroically whisked people down to the Space Center's basement shelter. The basement shelter? Yeah, there's an emergency shelter beneath the Space Center. An emergency shelter, huh? Oh, here it is. It's at the bottom of the diagram. The Space Center is pretty impressive to have its own shelter. Okay, we have another thing in the court record. The power outage and evacuation seem unrelated to the murder at this point. I guess I'll leave that aside for now. So there were 2 explosions in total, correct? Yep, that's right. Okay. And what about... What if I more about the explosions themselves? Let me get this straight. Mr. Starbuck rigged the rocket he was going to board with explosives? Huh? What are you talking about? If the defendant really did plant the bomb on his own rocket, he'd get caught in the explosion as well. Oh, I hadn't thought of that. Fine, a simpleton for a simpleton. Fulbright, the motive. Understood. The defendant actually had astrophobia. Astrophobia? What's that? He's an astronaut! Why would he go into that career if he had astrophobia? At first base, naturally. Just a form of space could cause the afflicted to freeze up. And so, in his terror, the defendant found a way to stop the launch at the last minute. Why would he just have, like, an immediate access to explosives? Like, right there, just before the launch. That's absurd. Yeah, right? That's bloody absurd. Unfortunately for you, we have evidence. Take a look at these. What are they? These are anti-anxiety tablets. These anti-anxiety tablets were found among the defendant's possessions. Apparently, he was taking them in secret to quell his fears. There are a multitude of problems with the rocket Mr. Starbuck wrote 7 years ago. Rumor has it he threatened to crash a number of times. It threatened to crash a number of times as well. That was, of course, very traumatic for Mr. Starbuck. But that doesn't mean he'd go so far as to blow up his own ship. The defendant couldn't bear to mar his good name now, could he? No, not after the media has branded him Soul Starbuck, Space Pioneer Extraordinaire. Given these conditions, the defendant could hardly run away like Space Mutt. What, so that's why you think he resorted to the bombing? Naturally, he constructed this act of sabotage in an attempt to blow up the Space Center, which would effectively abort the launch, but spare his reputation. That doesn't make any sense. Now, I'm sure you understand why we have to bring justice down on this atrocious criminal. Okay. Surely there should have been more people at the launch pad though. Are you sure it was only the two of them? It was just before the spaceship was set to launch, so of course it was only those two. Well, there could have been somebody else inside that rocket. The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. And allow me to say up front that there are precious few deterrents to do so. A fingerprint recognition device. It sounds as futuristic and complex as a space center. Actually, it's not as amazing as you think, Your Honor. Take a look at this photo. This is the door in the lounge with the fingerprint lock. Only personnel whose fingerprints are registered can pass through. I see. That is very different from what I had in mind. And is there a record of the number of people that passed through the door yesterday? Yeah, there were only 3. The defendant, the victim, and the director of the Space Center, Yuri Cosmos. Doesn't that mean it's possible that the director is the one who did it? Not a chance. He was in the main building when the bombs exploded at 9:28, doing his job directing the launch. Besides having an alibi, he has no motive for committing these senseless acts. He has a point. I guess the director can't be considered a suspect then. It's helping opposite 7. Okay. So while it would appear that the pair barely escaped with their lives, in actuality, one of them had already been murdered inside the rocket. That's the angle the prosecution wants to push, correct? You got it. In fact, that's what I've been trying to say this whole time. I'm just looking through how many cross-examinations we have to do. And we have to do 1 for Fulbright and then 2 for Starbuck. If the victim had been alive, he would have for sure tried to stop the bombing. Is there any chance Mr. Tarrant could have been killed before he boarded the rocket? They were both alive and well at boarding time and embarked under their own power. Their hearts full of hopes and dreams of space. And then both of their hopes and dreams were dashed. If I may continue my explanation, after the evacuation order was given, the defendant made his escape, carrying the victim to make it look like a rescue. Okay. And who was the first to find the victim? Actually, there were 2 of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm. Okay, this definitely takes place before Turn Back Countdown, because she was the victim in Turn Back Countdown. One of them was a detective. Yep, Detective Arm specializes in bombings, you see. She and the director were ordering the evacuation following the explosions. They were also worried about the astronauts, so they hurried over to the boarding lounge. That's when they discovered the victim along with the defendant. 2 witnesses her, and one of them is a detective. I know either one would have anything to say that would help me. I think that pretty much covers the details of the case now. Only the victim and the defendant went to the launch pad when the former was killed. If this is the truth, then only Mr. Starbuck could have carried out the crime. What little I could get out of him only hurt my case. Justice Donner. Foolish is the warrior who rushes headlong into battle. Preparation is an essential element of battle, so I advise you to take a gander at this. What is it? Footage from a security camera. As the two astronauts emerged from the bowels of the launch pad 1 corridor. The boarding lounge security camera captured their desperate escape. But, I think we've done a case similar, not similar to this, but yeah, similar picture to this. You can't see their faces. Turnabout Samurai, that's what I'm talking about. In Turnabout Samurai, you couldn't see the face, and it turned out it was what? Dee Vasquez, I think? Was it Dee Vasquez who was in the samurai costume when she was passing by Old Bag's place? I can't remember. It was the third case in the first Phoenix Wright even. But you can't see their faces, so therefore you can't prove it was, you know, Terran and Starbuck. Now, I'll direct your attention to what the defendant is shouldering, which you can see is none other than the lifeless body of the victim. What? Oh, come on. Oh, come on. Order, I say. This lines up exactly with what the prosecution has been asserting. I should have known Blackquill would have something like this ready. Okay. Apollo? How exactly did they determine that Clay was already gone in that footage? Yeah, I see what you mean. Whether Clay was still alive at this point is pretty crucial. Your Honor, please take another look at the footage. Isn't it possible that Mr. Terran was still alive here and that Mr. Starbuck was helping him? Why, I believe you're right. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. Perhaps that's what it looks like to a one-eyed hothead and a dotard. But it only makes sense if the victim's dead body. If it's the victim's dead body. What do you mean? Fulbright, explain it to Justice Donner. You got it. Ready, kid? If the murder had occurred in the lounge, someone could have spotted it. Anyone can enter the lounge after all. But doing it while they were alone in the spaceship? It's a horse of a different colour. But you can't deny that there's a possibility the murder could have happened in the lounge. All that video shows is a man helping his fellow astronaut out. Your assertion is based on emotion. It's based in your belief that Mr. Starbuck would surely help his own disciple, but you have no logical explanation as to why the victim could still be alive. Unfortunately, Mr. Justice, the prosecution is right. Your argument is lacking in sound logic, but it sounded perfectly logical to me. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further objections, I believe it's time to bring this cross-examination to a close. Objections? Well, Athena. Your Honor, the defense requests a little time to think and regroup. Given the facts, I'm not sure I see the need. What is it, Athena? It's just, there's something that's been bothering me. If it isn't the defense stalling for time, as always. Shut up, Blackquill. Very well, I'm feeling generous. You may have a small measure of time. Yes. You have 5 seconds. 5 seconds! After that, I declare this cross-examination to be closed and a verdict to be rendered. Your boldness, raise your gavel high. It's time for a countdown. Oh. Ready? We don't have time. Spit it out, Athena. Only 3 more seconds. Look, I don't think the prosecution's explanation is very complete. Meaning there's something missing. Like they conveniently left it unexplained. Something they didn't explain. You're right. I think I know what you're talking about. Your 5 seconds are up, Mr. Justice. Is there anything about the prosecution's argument that you'd like to rebut? Yeah, Your Honor. Actually, there is. There is something the prosecution has yet to make clear to this court. Well, if we put it that way, what is it that the prosecution has failed to explain why the body moved? They have failed to explain why Mr. Starbuck would bother bringing the body back at all. If the defendant wanted to kill the victim, why did he just leave his body in the rocket? Why go through the trouble of bringing him all the way back to the boarding lounge? Oh, that's true. I don't think we've heard the prosecution's thoughts on that yet. That's because they have none, Your Honor. After all, how does one explain something so illogical? The prosecution is claiming that the defendant moved the victim's dead body. But what if the entire premise of that argument is wrong? Then let's hear your theory, Mr. Justice. The defense proposes that the defendant didn't kill the victim, he was helping him. Blackquill, hear us out, please! Fulbright, explain it for our sad friend here before I nod off to his monotone monologue. Inform him exactly why Spaceboy moved the body. Moved the victim. Huh? They've got to be joking. It's simple. Mr. Starbuck did what he did to direct suspicion away from himself. He wanted to create the impression he heroically risked his life to save his partner. That's why he made sure to make it to the security camera so there'd be a record. At the very least, he appears to have achieved success with you and the old man. Ah. One man carrying the other to safety. What a beautiful expression of friendship. The average person wearing a spacesuit weighs easily over 200 pounds, saving the life of a partner who weighs as much while trying to escape deadly flames. What a dramatic sub-story to fit for a silver screen. Indeed, I was completely taken in by the humanity of the story. You see, yet the true ending is that all traces of his hammy act were meant to be blown up. Yes, and now we arrive at the thrilling conclusion, the third explosion. There's only two though. What are you talking about? There's no third explosion. Indeed, you are correct. But that is thanks to Detective Arm. It was she who identified and secured the bomb. However, it doesn't change the fact that the third bomb was discovered in the lounge. The steel coffin beside the witness stand. That would be a bomb transport case. We used that to transport the deactivated bomb here. It was found in the lounge. A bomb in the found of a most distasteful toy. What? One on the second floor of the main building, one on the launch pad, and one in the lounge. The defendant planned to set off 3 firework displays. Fortunately, the third was discovered before it could be detonated for it, had it not. The victim's body and other vital evidence would surely have been immolated, whatever that means. Before you utter a word, know that the evidence supports me. Ugh, it's like he's reading my mind. As it is still undergoing forensic investigation, I do not have the evidence on hand. However, know that a peculiar item was found in one of Mr. Starbuck's pockets. Specifically, a bomb detonation switch, which could have been planted. You found what? Yeah, it could have been planted. Could have been easily planted. I suspect the defendant had no time to destroy such damning evidence. When the Space Center director and Detective Arm stumbled across the murder, so he thought to hide it in his pocket. Feeble brain that he is. No, Mr. Starbuck would never do anything like that. Okay. Why is Blackquill like this? Why is Blackquill like this at all? Just to start out, open your eyes and see the truth. This appears to be irrefutable evidence that the accused set off the explosions. No, there has to be some kind of mistake. This can't be the truth. Still can't accept it? You believe in your own client, come what may? Yeah, Blackquill is just like, yeah, that's not right. You can't do that. Then why don't you cross-examine the defendant himself? Yeah, we'll do that. This has got to be a trap. It's like Blackquill is controlling the entire game. Yeah, it seemed like he was waiting for me to bring up the body movement issue. Why'd you say that? Because he had just the right argument when I pointed it out. And to really rub it in, he had a decisive piece of evidence up his sleeve too. He was trying to shake my faith in Mr. Starbuck and break me down. And making you cross-examine Mr. Starbuck at this point was part of his plan too. Totally underhanded, but I wouldn't expect anything less from him. Now let's hear from the arch-villain, the fiendish murderer himself, famed astronaut Solomon Starbuck. But first of all, I actually want to go over the evidence that we just got from Fulbright's cross-examination. Oh my god. Okay, so we have the space sensor diagram here, and then we have the utility knife that was used to stab the victim, and then we've got the bombing report, evacuation report. Police officers and riot police gave evacuation instructions immediately. There was a power outage and the affected areas remained dark. The security system switched over to emergency power and continued to work. Evacuees were moved to the basement shelter, just like Fulbright said. Then we've got the launch pad to the door and the lock. Oh, shit. Only the prints of Director Cosmos, Starbuck, and Terran are authorized. An independent security company manages the usage records. Backup power allows it to function even when the power goes out. And there were attempts to use print recognition recognition. Why can I say recognition? Also recorded by a security camera. And there's a video showing the defendant and victims escape from the corridor to the burning lounge. I'm so glad it's not like the Rise from the Ashes case with the tape. What is your name and occupation, please? Solomon Starbuck, astronaut. This sign is slightly annoying. How did this happen? Mr. Starbuck, you aren't looking very well. Will you be able to give testimony? No. What do you mean, no? Well, unfortunately, no is not an option. You are being accused of the Space Center bombing and the murder of Clay Terran. Please testify to these allegations. Mind if I take this suit off? It's getting really heavy. It's not the weight of the suit that you feel, but of your sins. Those must be really heavy space suits. Prepare to carry that weight for the rest of your life. Why are you being so mean? Banish me to the moon. I don't care anymore. Wow, that was super negative. Is it going to be alright up there? He'll be fine, I think. As long as he doesn't totally give up and say he did it, that is. Okay. All I did was support Clay over my shoulder and get us out of the rocket. Like always, I took the elevator down to the middle level and headed for the corridor. But you couldn't have done that though. You couldn't have done that. Because, boom. Clay had passed out by the time we got the order to evacuate. I didn't kill Clay, I was trying to save him. So you didn't set off the bombs or murder the victim? I'm gonna check this card thing real quickly. Ha. I bet you think I'm lying, right? I reserve all judgment until after I've heard your full testimony. You sure it's sign a lot? I'm sure you don't believe me. I bet you don't even believe I'm an astronaut. I don't think the judge doubts that. Who would wear a suit like that except an astronaut? I would say that when I saw you in that movie, you appeared quite courageous, though I suppose reality never quite lives up to fantasy. He's washed up is what he's saying. He's washed up. I guess I'm just a big disappointment. You washed up like Etho. I really don't care about what happens anymore. Oh no, he's completely given up. Huh? What a depressing fellow. If you were to join me in the clink, I imagine that annoying sign of yours would rub off on the other inmates. Like it rubbed off on Prosecutor Blackquill a second ago. Huh? That was Blackquill saying? Mr. Starbuck's testimony contains a glaring contradiction. The question is, what does it mean? Even if Mr. Starbuck is my client, I can't be gun shy. It's time to find out the truth. Let's go. Cross-examining time. Let's go, go, go. So, options. Save. Oh yeah, what's the thing in this case? What's the achievement for this case? Let me have a look. For answering love during Detective Fulbright's psych lock in episode 4 of Dual Destinies. I don't think we have any more. No, okay. Okay, we need to go into that second one though. We need to go into that second statement. Got to the middle level and headed for the corridor, which you couldn't have done because, you know, boom. Mr. Starbuck, I need your testimony to be as accurate as possible. Was I not being accurate? No, because it's impossible to you, for you to have taken the elevator down to the middle level. What makes you say that, Mr. Justice? Please recall where the bomb went off in Launch Pad 1. Also recall that after the explosion, the middle level elevator was engulfed in flames. Oh, you're right. Which means exactly the launch pad's elevator would have been unusable. In other words, Mr. Starbuck, your statement is decidedly inconsistent with the facts. What's with the helmet? Mission command, do you read me? Come in, please. This is mission command. I order you to pay attention. Stop this nonsense and answer my questions, Mr. Starbuck. My helmet. My oxygen tank. Oxygen concentration and body temperature declining. Requesting medical assistance. You good, dude? You good? Dude, you're on Earth. You don't need oxygen. You don't need an oxygen tank. Mr. Starbuck, we are not in space right now. Please stop pretending you have lost consciousness and stand back up. I apologize, Your Honor. I forgot I was still on Earth. I feel like we just got a real glimpse of Solomon Starbuck, the astronaut. Yeah, he seems more like an astronaut now than when he was doing all that science. Mr. Starbuck, could you please explain the inconsistency in your statement about how you used the middle level elevator? I was nervous and I said the wrong thing. I'm sorry. I actually took a different route, I think. A different route? I did 5 minutes, guys. Hopefully it'll work this time. I hope you're able to deliver a straight story this time. I'll get right to it this time. Maybe. I mean, probably. Okay, let's say what he has to say. Probably. It's understandable to be nervous, but let me remind you, your accuracy is paramount in court. Okay, another witness testimony. His face. It reminds me of Larry's a lot. Let me get it up. Let me see. Okay, let me get up. What do I need? What do I need? Wait, what is it? I need a... What else do I need? Window capture. There. See? This fight I could have just completed, but this fight in particular. Look. Do you have a slightly different one? But like, yeah, it reminds me of Larry, you know? And I'm gonna delete that window capture because I do not need the window capture at the moment. Okay, it's escape route. Let's see here, my escape route. What I said before was a mistake. I remember now. I took a different route. Maybe, probably, with the capsule on Clayton Arms, I made my way down from the upper level, which isn't what you said before. Which you didn't say it before. I'm trying to get up a tab that just closed. What's history? This is there it is. Yeah, that's a lie. We know it. That's a lie. That's a lie. So you're saying you escaped without using the elevator? That's right, there's a ladder that spans the upper and middle levels. I used that ladder to get down to the middle. Luckily the fire hadn't reached the ladder, so we could make our escape that way. But that doesn't make sense though. And the capsule you mentioned, I suppose you mean the thing next to Mr. Tarrant here? Was the capsule that important that you'd risk your life to take it with you? It almost goes without saying, but yeah, like, the capsule contains asteroid samples. Therefore, it's invaluable as research material. With his spacesuit on, Clay weighed a ton, but securing the capsule was also important. I need you to answer to the best of your ability. Mr. Starbuck, please remember that your verdict is riding on your testimony. Ha. You good, dude. You good. Maybe I am guilty after all. I wonder if you can see the stars in prison. Bet it's more comfortable than a spaceship. Cross examination time. Okay, first save the time. But yeah, that testimony before, that statement before, even that, I think it's the last one. It is this one. This is suspicious, and I think I know what to present. This. Mr. Starbuck, why don't you just tell the truth? The truth? Let's see. The Earth is blue? No, that's not right. So, I guess the Earth isn't blue? Yeah, that's right. That's it. Dude. The truth, Mr. Starbuck. The oxygen concentration is super low in this area. What is he hiding? Why don't you just tell the truth? Prepare the emergency oxygen tanks. Mr. Justice, the witness appears confused. Please help draw out the truth from him. Mr. Starbuck, under the circumstances at this time, I decided to, by the way, you couldn't possibly have reached the boarding lounge via the upper level route. Huh? No, as long as this was along the what did he say? Not as long as this was along the escape route. The ladder. Because he couldn't have gone down that. To get down from the upper to the middle level where the launch pad one corridor is, you would have to go down the ladder, isn't that right, Mr. Starbuck? Of course, that was the only way we could escape. But how would that work? At the time, you're supporting Mr. Tarrant over your shoulder, were you not? And remember, he was in full space gear, as well as putting him at over 200 pounds. Oh. Well, it's easier on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what is on Earth, and the ad is in progress. I'll probably reread this one again for all the non-subscribers and ones that actually don't use ad blocks. I'm tired. Hopefully the investigation doesn't take as long. To be fair, this probably won't take as long as the last investigations that we did in the, what was it? The Return of the Great Departed Soul from Great Eastern. So yeah, I mean, it might take long. I don't know. We'll just have to see. Because I want to get through this this trial, and then the investigation, and then we'll do the last trial on Wednesday. Maybe we should be getting back in a few seconds. Welcome back, Jack. Welcome back. Well, it's easy on the moon. Gravity is only 1/6 of what it is on Earth. But the space center is located on Earth. Short of being an octopus, climbing a ladder with an adult male in space getting one arm, while carrying the capsule in your other is impossible, wouldn't you say? Oh. So, Mr. Starbuck, how exactly did you climb down that ladder with your arms full? Mr. Starbuck, come clean and tell us the truth now. Engineer, what's that, engineer? Oxygen leaks detected due to a faulty... What the? It's like the coup. Help, I'm caught on the ceiling. Help? Anyone? No one can get you down other than the bird. Bailiff, prepare the cherry picker. We must launch our rescue mission at once. There's one way to take off while being questioned. I'd rather previous innocence so we can go to space again someday for real. You're good. Now then, Mr. Starbuck, do you think you can keep your feet planted on the ground? Yeah, I apologize for losing control. Are you ready to tell us the truth? Yeah, come on, Starbuck. Not that. Anything but that. What is going on? This isn't the Mr. Starbuck I know. Blackquill is glammed doors again. A space boy is prone to deception. Witness. Yikes. Yes? I thought your story odd, but perhaps the inconsistencies can be explained as the result of a medical side effect? Prosecutor Blackquill, please don't talk about that. Why are you talking about Prosecutor Blackquill? Didn't I already say that Spaceboy is ironically terrified of going into space? That's why he took some precautions just before the launch. So you see, traces of this anti-anxiety drug were found in his system. Oh? I sense things are about to nosedive. You got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It's just found in his system, but he doesn't remember taking it. How could that be? Somebody must have slipped them to me. But I guess maybe that's why I don't remember. Because of the side effects. Yeah, that's why I don't remember much about what really happened. What? Dude. Arthur in the court. We can't get any useful testimony out of him if he doesn't remember anything. Well, this certainly explains why his testimony keeps changing. Why didn't he just tell me he couldn't remember? I guess he didn't want anyone to find out he was terrified of going into space. Okay, dude, just tell us. Maybe I really did do it? Which brings us to the answer of our original question of how the witness climbed down the ladder with a dead body. It does? He doesn't remember. So what is it? A dead man feels no pain and makes no complaints, just a stunner. So the body was simply dropped down to the top of the ladder. Which makes sense, I guess. Oh my, I see. And then the defendant could climb down with his free hand. Drop the body down? Why do such a disrespectful thing? Besides, dropping the body down would leave marks on the body itself. So you are capable of quick thinking. Yeah, you're correct. Really? Thanks. The bird. Blackquill, control your bird, please. Huh? What's this? It's the oxygen tank from the victim's spacesuit. It's ruptured, and I'm sure you can figure out why. Because of being dropped. You can't be implying it erupted when the defendant dropped the victim's body. I am, for they fracture easily when struck. Even if that's true, the tank's explosion and the shrapnel would leave its marks on the body. Yeah, according to the autopsy report, only the knife wound was found on the victim's body. You're clearly grasping at straws with this line of reasoning. A spacesuit isn't heavy for the sake of being heavy, Justice Donner. It includes the latest technological devices and is made of fabric of tomorrow. This fabric is made to protect astronauts from the dangers of space, so falling a few Earth yards would hardly leave a mark on the wearer. Then shouldn't it be impossible to stab someone through it as well? It should, and yet, through sheer coincidence, the knife slipped through a weak spot in the suit's structure and found its way to its target. And what are the chances? You forgot that our killer is an astronaut himself with knowledge of how the suits work. He's got me there. Wait, but thing is, I work in retail and I have no knowledge of how like the clothes are like made or like what they're made of. I'm terrible when it comes to like figuring out what clothes are made of. So why apply that same logic to an astronaut? Now my argument has been proven. Space Five killed the victim in the rocket and then dropped his body from the upper level. After climbing down, he shredded the body and made sure the camera recorded them. There's no room for debate about these facts. It is clear that Solomon Starbuck is the only one who could have killed Clay Terran. Here, the report regarding the astronaut's oxygen tank. Consider it my send-off gift. Feel free to use it as my payment to cross the river Styx. I keep dropping my fucking bottle of Victor. Okay. The victim's tank was ruptured with 0% left. The defendant had 80%. Hey, this report is pretty detailed. The display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. After the incident, the victim's tank was ruptured and the remaining oxygen was 0%. The tank belonging to Starbuck, who claims to have carried the victim, said it was 80% full. Tanks were functioning properly at the time. Let's see, the display on the astronaut's left shoulder shows the oxygen remaining. I guess that means this glowing cyan digits represent the amount of oxygen in the tanks. But wait, it says 50 there. So that means either he switched out the tanks or that's a different person entirely. I'm done for. I'm going to prison instead of a space. Space boy. Yeah. Take heart. The bejeweled night sky is still beautiful even when viewed through bars. You mean the stars are seen from prison? That's right. Your cell will be your spaceship. Picture the view through the iron bars. It's like being an astronaut in your own craft for all time. Ha ha ha. That's not a half bad thought. Dude, no! Mr. Starbuck? Prosecutor Blackquill got to him good. Spaceship prison cell. Fly me, my guilt, and my despair into the deepest, darkest space. And then let's get sucked into a black hole together. This dude is obviously not right. Mr. Starbuck, you can't give up hope. Oh, yeah, Apollo? You know Clay really looks up to you. He said you're an incredible man. He said you'd never give up your dreams and passion for space, no matter the situation. He said that? So don't give up now and help me prove your innocence. For the sake of the man who respected you and believed in you, Clay Terran. For Clay. You're wasting your breath. Apollo, thank you. I can see things clearly now. Mr. Starbuck. I'm fine now. Thanks for reminding me of my life's mission. Alright, well, we'll be fine. I'll prove you're innocent, you'll see. And after that, we'll get you back into space. Rah! You've ignited the booster rockets of my soul. I'm on fire. I am Solomon Starbuck, astronaut, a cosmic hero chosen by the universe itself. This is no time to be whimpering and crying. I can't let you and Clay down. Balderdash. The sun, the moon, all space is calling me Solomon Sol Starbuck. Ready for launch. Begin the countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off. What is going on? What? Well, I feel like I've witnessed an actual rocket launch. Apollo, you did it. You broke Prosecutor Blackwell's grip off of Mr. Starbuck. I can't take the credit, it was all Mr. Starbuck. He pulled himself through. If you simpletons are done massaging one another's egos, no matter how positive your mood, my advantage remains unshakable. I have but to wait for the final guilty verdict. Isn't that right, your boldness? I can't let up now. I have to stop Blackquill. I have to see this through. Mr. Starbuck just has to make it back into space. I won't allow Clay's dreams to remain unfulfilled. I got to destroy Blackquill's arguments somehow. Think, Justice, think. If the only people at Launchpad 1 were Clay and Mr. Starbuck, and if Clay was already dead by the time the switch was taken, then the only person who could have killed him is Mr. Starbuck. So the only way to counter Blackquill's argument is if I can prove that Clay was still alive when they arrived at the boarding lounge. In which case, I should be able to find some contradictions in this evidence. Now, let's see about this data that we just received. This supposedly proves that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay's body in Launchpad 1, but if I'm going to prove that false, then there must be something I can use here. Enough of this farce, your boldness. Let's have your verdict. Prosecutor Blackquill, you seem to be in quite a hurry to rush the verdict. About this oxygen tank data you submitted just now, it says that Mr. Starbuck's tank had 80% remaining while Mr. Terrence had 0. Do you stand by the accuracy of this report? Of course. Then I guess it simply means that it's faulty as evidence goes. You will explain what you mean, Justice Donor. It's simple. This evidence contradicts the facts of this case. Take a look at the detailed description and you'll see what I mean. I hope you have some evidence, Mr. Justice, because I don't see what's so contradictory. Yes, Your Honor. By the way, this is the evidence that the oxygen tank report stands in contradiction to, and that would be is this it? Yeah, this the video. How does this evidence present a contradiction? The problem is in this part here, that being right here. Note the remaining oxygen in Mr. Starbuck's tank as he carried Terran. It appears to say 50. Yeah, but according to the data, our client's tank had 80% remaining. The oxygen in the tank increased. I see, Your Honor. Finds it as strange as I do. It's bad enough that there is a contradiction, but the increase in oxygen is beyond illogical. Illogical. Yeah, that's right. You're absolutely right. What is going on here? I too find it odd that the oxygen remaining has increased. It would be as odd as if my rations were to increase. But what does that prove? It doesn't change the fact that it is the defendant carrying the victim's corpse. I'm gonna bet you don't get more rations because you don't abide by the rules. Either way, the oxygen remaining shouldn't increase just as your rations don't increase. Therefore, this new information is critical. We can't overlook it. In that case, do you have an answer to this riddle of mysteriously increasing oxygen? You'd better not disappoint or declare the inconsistency as mere equipment malfunction. Prosecutor Blackquill has a point. I suppose it could be a simple malfunction. Mr. Justice, if you cannot prove an adequate counter-argument to this point, I'm afraid I must bring this trial to an end. So, do you think you can explain why the remaining oxygen level increased? Of course again. The thing to do at a time like this is turn my thinking around. Mr. Starbuck has no memory of it, but he claims to have carried clay. So this man with 50 on his tank ought to be Mr. Starbuck. But if anything, the display on his oxygen tank should have shown an 80. This is a clear contradiction between the report and the security footage. So what I should be asking is not why did the oxygen level increase, but what had to have happened to make it look like it increased. Am I making some kind of mistake in my base assumptions here? Well, Mr. Justice, we're waiting. Yes, Your Honor. I'm ready to answer. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. Huh. Why did they increase? They were going the other way. Maybe they were escaping the opposite direction. That was stupid. Like how rewinding a video makes things look like they're repairing themselves. In which case, I think the one who's going to need rewinding is you, Mr. Justice. Penalty? Yeah. I'd rather fast forward through myself. Yep. What had to have happened to make it look like it increased? Wait a minute, I think I've got it. This is why the remaining oxygen appears to have increased. The victim was carrying the defendant. And where is Phoenix? Right, welcome in, Bordersaurus Rex. This is because we are actually playing the Apollo Justice trilogy. We're playing Dual Destinies specifically. And yeah, Phoenix isn't in a lot of these cases. I know we played this Phoenix in Turnabout Countdown, but today we're playing the Cosmic Turnabout. And yeah, he is currently not in this part of the trial. He might be in a later part of the trial, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the Apollo Justice trilogy, and yeah, we're playing as Apollo, no, Phoenix. I disagree with their creative decision to not include the most important character. I mean, well, this isn't his trilogy, this is the Apollo Justice trilogy. And Phoenix is like the face of the face of the Ace Attorney franchise. But also there are other games that aren't Phoenix centered. There's probably more games that don't center Phoenix than do. Because if you think about it, there's 5 games that have Phoenix's right somewhere, Phoenix's name on them. There's the first Phoenix right, there's Justice for All, there's Trials and Tribulations, and even though we are playing Dual Destinies, which has Phoenix's name on it, it's in the Apollo Justice trilogy, and I actually like that. I prefer them using, and it's also Spirit of Justice, but I also prefer that they have different characters that we play as, because I feel like Phoenix's character would just become like kind of stale if we just kept playing case after case as him. And your argument is rational and logical. Well, that's equivalent to my actually rational hatred of all forms of change. Fair enough. My brain is just like, oh, I feel like I would just kind of get bored of Phoenix's character. Even though I don't love Phoenix, I feel like if I played through him for like all the games, because at this point I've played through 5 games. I've played through the entire Phoenix Wright trilogy, the first Apollo Justice. We're halfway through Dual Destinies. I played through the first Great Ace Attorney, and we're halfway through the second Great Ace Attorney. So it's like, I'm just like, I would probably not play that many games if it was just all Phoenix Wright. I think I like the direction they're going with, you know, having different people we play as, like Apollo, Athena, Renosuke. I like having different people to play as every once in a while, and like, you know, having different people to play as in general. What if it was the other way around? The other way around? Would you care to explain, Mr. Justice? As you can see, Your Honor, both men had their helmets on in this footage. But it turns out this is where our base assumptions went astray. We assumed that it was Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran, but it was the other way around. It wasn't Mr. Starbuck helping Mr. Terran at all. It was Mr. Terran who was helping Mr. Starbuck to the boarding lounge. It was what? That makes sense. And if you think about it, then what was I gonna say? Okay, that would make sense, because if you think about it, Terran, if Terran is the one that, I'm gonna bring up the thing. Where is it? It's here. If this is actually Terran, and him having 50 in this photo, what does this game have in place of the romantic tension between Wright and Edgeworth? I don't know, actually. I don't know if we have a Wright and Edgeworth like standing. I mean, I know in the Apollo Justice trilogy, you could make the Apollo Justice trilogy. In the first Apollo Justice, you could make the argument for Apollo and Clavier, but I don't know about in Dual Destinies specifically. But yeah, in the first Apollo Justice, there's probably you could make the argument for Apollo and Clavier, surely. But yeah, if this was Terran, the report says, oh, his was at 0. So it makes sense that if this was at 50 when this video was taken, or this photo was taken, then it can only go down. And we don't really see the label on the oxygen tank. So this guy, Solomon, might have just, you know, kind of passed out or something, you know? Order, Mr. Justice. You mean to tell me that the person on the right in this image is the victim played Terran? I'm just gonna wait till Apollo just explains it. It's the only way the riddle of the increase in oxygen level can be solved, Your Honor. At this point in time, the remaining oxygen in the victim's tank was at 50%, and when the victim was found in the boarding lounge, his tank was at 0% because it was damaged. That's right, there's nothing contradictory about the oxygen level decreasing. That means Mr. Terran was alive as they made their escape to the lounge. How short your memory is. Have you forgotten what you yourself proposed? Even if the victim was alive at this point in time, how did he descend the ladder with his arms full? Your explanation. Prosecutor Blackquill, you can't hurt me with a broken blade. Excuse me? It's true that we don't know how they got down the ladder. I suppose that matter needs further investigating. But we have yet proven that Mr. Terran was alive when he reached the boarding lounge. This fact alone shatters your claims, and opens up the possibility that the victim could have been killed by a third party. Yeah, there were 2 people who claimed to be the first on the scene, but can we truly trust their statements? I mean, yeah, it was the director and Candace Arms. Let's see, the 2 people were Detective Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos, right? Cosmos. And I've just realized that I've never used the word Cosmos in my life. Like, I've heard the word, sure. But I've probably never used the word Cosmos ever in my life. Because I don't talk about space that much. You think that one of them might have given a false statement to the police? Yeah, it's certainly possible. We might have to do a little more digging. Wait, what if it was Candace's arm? I just hit myself in the face with my bottle. But yeah, it might have been Candace's arm actually, and then the reason she was and she might have just been killed in about. Wait, I'm gonna look actually up to the countdown because I can't quite remember the motivation. I can't remember the motivation. Let me see. Let me see. Okay, I don't remember the motivation, but maybe Tony was motivated to kind of kill. Oh, was it Tony? I think it was Tony. That to kill, Candace's arm was because of this case. Was because she killed Taryn, that's his name. I have a horrible because I'm now playing like way more, because I've played in so many games, I keep forgetting their names. I keep forgetting the names of each character. Like in the Phoenix Wright trilogy, I remember their names so much easier because I had also watched the anime like a year before I started playing the Phoenix Wright trilogy. But now it's like, oh, I don't have that same equivalent with Apollo Justice because there's no anime for Apollo Justice. There's only the cutscenes which I hadn't previously seen. So yeah, it's hold up, there's a Phoenix Wright anime. Yep, it's on Crunchyroll. I don't know if it's anywhere. I don't know if it's anywhere else, but I definitely know it's on Crunchyroll because that's where I watched it. It has 2 seasons, and the only case it does not include is Rise from the Ashes, but it also has some amazing anime only episodes that, those plotlines that don't. Let me rephrase that. It has amazing anime only episodes that, aren't, their plotlines aren't present in the Phoenix Wright trilogy, and I don't think aren't present in the rest of any of the games. So I think you should definitely check it out if you you should definitely check it out. It's pretty good. It's pretty good to just watch along. Just pretty good. It seems like to hear the testimony of these first two people on the scene. Score! Come to think of it, Detective Arm should be here in court right now. Bill, could you please show Detective Arm to the stand? What do you mean, hold it? I'm sure I've never heard of this until now. Tony. To be fair, I don't think I ever heard of it either until maybe like when I saw it on Crunchyroll. Maybe I might have seen like a tweet or two about the Phoenix Wright anime, but I don't think I heard about it until like the other year at this point. So yeah, I've been on the internet for a while. To be fair though, I haven't been in the Ace Attorney like fandom space for a long time. Why does it feel like my brain is just never not being able to make sentences make sense today? But I haven't been in the Ace Attorney fandom like a long time. So why am I? My brain is not braining today. My brain is just genuinely not braining today. But it's not. I think. Yeah, you should definitely check it out. Yeah, it's a great. I don't even know what I was gonna say then. I was just rambling. But yeah, you should definitely go check it out. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. It's unintuitive, but the brain is not an ally. It's just sabotages us constantly. Yeah. Basically, my brain, like every other stream, basically. It doesn't help that it's summer for me now. It's like summer holidays, are from uni until like September, and so my brain has just turned to mush. Basically, I have an announcement, everyone. What's the meaning of this? We're in the middle of a trial here. Please remain calm and listen carefully. Someone has reactivated the bomb. The bomb was defused, but it's about to explode. Load. A bomb now. Everybody run! Eek, I don't want to die. Oh no, everybody's panicking. I'm panicking. I'm gonna lose my job. Headless chickens with a death wish to lie you. Calm yourselves after all else. Come on, Apollo, let's get out of here. What about Mr. Starbucks' dream? And who will carry out Clay's final wish? I don't care what happens to me. I'm not letting some bomb blow the truth up forever. No. Apollo. If you guys don't get out of here, not only are you gonna die, Starbucks is gonna die, and Athena, and the judge, and Blackquill. So this whole trial will fall apart if you guys just don't get the fuck out of there. Do people not know what Bomb doing about it? Literally, this guy, man. How did he become a lawyer? I refuse to let things end here. Apollo, this is no time to be dramatic. If we don't get out of here now, we're gonna die. Literally. Come on, this way. Hey, ouch, let me go. Athena was so real for that. Apollo. Juniper, she hasn't evacuated yet. Eek. Juniper, are you alright? Apollo, no, not that way. Oh. Well. You can't just leave that part there. Now I have to play the next part. Now I have to make sure everyone's okay. I have to play the next part. I almost pretend to game on you then. No, we need to play the next part. In the middle of the Space Center bombing trial, we had another bombing incident. This one destroyed courtroom number 4. Furthermore, Apollo suffered massive injuries from being there when the bomb went off. Unfortunately, Juniper Woods was fingered as the courtroom bomber. Athena and I knew she had to be innocent, so we took her case on. This is just reminding us of the events of Turnabout Countdown. We managed to clear Miss Woods' name, but Apollo sustained further injuries when he was attacked by Ted Tornate. And here we are back at Right Anything Agency. Apollo is a tough guy, but this is taking its toll on him. Yeah, poor guy, being attacked by Tornate like that on top of all of his other injuries. Apollo is resting at the nearby Hickfield Clinic, aka what used to be Hottie Clinic. I've had some experience with that place myself. What an awful turn of events. Never thought he'd land in a hospital of all places. There's Trucy! You must miss him too, huh? Now you don't have anybody to tease. Don't worry, he's young, he'll live quickly and be back before you know it. It's been a while since I last saw Trucy look so down. Yeah, she's not saying anything. We're in the court case yet nobody feels much like celebrating. Alright, enough of this, people. This is no time to be moping around. Now dry those eyes, both of you. You're the only one who's crying, Athena. Technicalities! Look, we have work to do. We have to take over. Take over what exactly? Apollo's Space Center's case, of course. As no verdict's been reached, there's still a chance. I agree with Athena. We should pick up Mr. Starbucks' defense. We have to avenge our fallen comrade. Right, Daddy? Apollo hasn't exactly fallen. He's still alive, you know. Good. Now that that's settled, let's go going. Go on, let's run. Wait, right now? Now? We better not be running the whole way. There she goes. I'd better go catch up. Can you take out the office, Tracy? Sure thing, Daddy. Let's be careful out there. In the meantime, I'm going to bake some cookies and fill up my magic panties for you. Tracy seems to be feeling a little better. I can always count on Athena to perk everyone up with her enthusiasm. Oh, she's back. Don't mind me, just forgot a few things. Wallet, phone, the documents, my bag. Sounds more like you forgot everything. I can always count on Athena for that too. Alright, you two, let's be careful out there. Oh, wow. Okay, we're at the detention center. And we're playing as Phoenix and Athena. So our client is one Solomon Starbuck. He's so famous, even I've heard of him. Yeah, we're playing as Phoenix. That's right, he's a super famous astronaut who works at the Cosmos Space Center. He was actually up in outer space 7 years ago. You seem to know quite a bit about him. Now I'm all excited to meet the man. He's just sighing again. Wow, that's the longest sigh I've ever heard. Apollo told me all about you. You're Phoenix, right? Apollo's mentor, right? Yeah, that's right. Mentor has a nice ring to it. Don't worry about a thing, Mr. Starbuck. Mr. Wright and I have got you covered. Ah, and you're the new kid that Apollo told me about. She was in court with you. Wait, don't I know you from somewhere? Court. Huh? You mean the other than at your trial? I don't think so. I guess so. My mistake. You're good. My memory isn't what it used to be. My mind and body are kaput. Same goes for all my life. I mean, I'm so astronomically unlucky that I had a bomb go off in the middle of my trial. Trying to defend me would be like trying to enter the stratosphere without a spacecraft. Yikes, he's seriously got to stop depressing himself. Cheer up, Mr. Starbuck. Besides, that thing you said about entering the stratosphere, that just means we shine like shooting stars, right? Like shooting stars, huh? You know, you're right. Why didn't I think of that? I thought that's what we were all put on this earth to do, right? To shine like stars. Guess I shouldn't mention the fact that shooting stars burn out in a flash. Oh yeah, here we go. 3, 2, 1. To the stratosphere and beyond. Yeah, I feel alive now. You can go ahead and ask me anything you want. Is that really all it takes? Okay, let's ask him about the case. So I have no memory at all of the incident? I'm so ashamed. My memory of the time is as black and clouded as a dark nebula. Still, it's strange you don't remember a thing. Are you sure you didn't take one of those anti-anxiety pills like I said at a trial? You've got it all wrong. I told him during the investigation too. I don't know anything about any drugs. I never took any medication, I swear. It is true I developed a fear of space because of what happened 7 years ago. And I was taking medication secretly every now and then when my anxiety got bad. Having fear of space is not something an astronaut can brag about, you know. Oh, that the so-called Hat 1 miracle? That must have been a terrifying experience. I was still an astronaut at heart, come on what, mate. I would never take drugs that might impede my performance just before I launch. That launch meant everything to me. And that's more certain than the theory of relativity. He seems like a completely different person now. This is the face of the astronaut I know. But the tranquilizers were found in your system. Yeah, it seems that's the thing. But I don't know why. I'm done for. If you didn't take them, then maybe somebody slipped them to you. Exactly, that's what I thought. It must have been the real culprit. My medication was in my locker. Anybody could have gotten their hands on it. Maybe the real culprit also planted the detonator switch in your pocket? Yeah, that's gotta be it. I've been framed. Might as well go on, you've been framed. I'll say, they even managed to plant your prints on the switch before slipping it in. It's a real possibility. Do you remember anything else that might be relevant? Anything at all, no matter how small, like about the murder weapon, for example? That knife. I think it came from one of the Space Center's utility kits. Utility kits? Yeah, staff who work on machinery a lot are given these special toolkits to use. All the technicians have them. So I doubt you could prove whose knife it is. Okay. Okay, so it came from the Space Center then. As I recall, your last trip into space was 7 years ago, right? That's right. It was a pretty rough experience. What is it with Ace Attorney characters that's taken a 7-year-long break? Seriously, first Phoenix and now Starbuck? During that mission, we had all kinds of problems with the craft. You did? What kind of problems? Power failure, oxygen leakage, busted radio, cracked windows, loose control column. The heat shield came off as we were entering the atmosphere. I thought I was a goner. But I managed to make it somehow with the popsicles and ice packs from the freezer. No wonder they dubbed it the Hat 1 miracle. It's a miracle you made it back. Space is a boundless place. That's why it continues to capture people's imaginations. But the vastness of space shows us how insignificant we are in the scheme of things. The darkness just goes on and on forever and ever without end. Okay. There was nobody else there. Nobody was gonna come save me. I was all alone with nothing to listen to but the sound of my own breathing and a heartbeat. I kept scrambling to make repairs, but I couldn't keep my hands from shaking. An experience like that would make anybody afraid to go up into space. The experience you had, weren't you dreading the mission? No way, of course not. Even now I want to go up. I want to go up into space so bad I can barely stand it. I want to shake off the Earth's gravity at escape velocity and spin around weightless. But you have to admit it was pretty harrowing. Weren't you even a tiny bit afraid? I was afraid. Of course I was. Still am. But space is a man's final frontier. An unknown world. The cosmic truth is out there waiting for us somewhere. The cosmic truth, huh? I guess there are people looking for the truth in every walk of life. No matter how afraid I am, I'm sure I can manage. If I give in to my fear, I'll never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. One thing's for sure, Mr. Starbuck's passion for space is undeniably the real deal. The victim, Clay Terran, he was kind of like your protege, wasn't it? Well, it wasn't a big exaggerated deal like Master and Apprentice or anything like that, but Clay did think of me as his mentor. So like Phoenix and Apollo, the mentor and the protege, what a combination they must have been. With his encouragement, I knew I could get over my fear and go back into space. But now, Clay must have been very encouraging, huh? Yeah, it's funny really. Whenever I'd hear him shout, "You're fine," I always got the feeling everything really was going to be fine. You're fine. And Paul says I'm fine and you're fine all the time too. And I always feel encouraged too whenever I hear him shout. Yeah, Clay and Apollo were best buds. They used to come visit the Space Center a lot, ever since they were high school kids. One day, out of the blue, Clay even told me he wanted to be my protege. Those two hung around the Space Center so much they were like a part of my staff. One time during 0G training, I started to panic a little bit, and the two of them took turns shouting, "You're fine," over the radio. It was a simple thing, but it was exactly what I needed to hear. So, I'm fine and you're fine were like Apollo and Clay's secret faces, huh? I wish I could ask Apollo more about Clay and their relationship now. Speaking of Clay, how do you suppose he climbed down the ladder with you over his shoulder? No idea. Sorry, but I can't even begin to imagine. but he actually did climb down that ladder, so a way has to exist. Yeah, a way has to exist, surely. From the freedom of space to the walls of a cell. But that prosecutor said the dark night sky isn't half bad through the barred windows. He's been in prison a long time. You're fine. Solomon's soul. Starbuck is fine. Everything is gonna be alright. Huh? And Athena Sykes is fine. Come on, Mr. Wright, you two. Do I really have to? Phoenix Wright is fine. I can't hear you. Phoenix Wright is fine. We'll get you back into space yet, Mr. Starbuck. Believe in your own innocence and have faith in us. Apollo believed in you wholeheartedly, and that's good enough for me. I believe in you too. Thank you. Thank you both. Thank you both. Thank you, both of you. I put my faith in you, and I vowed to make it back into space. All I need is a not guilty verdict. It sure feels nice to reassure ourselves every now and again now that we're all fine. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's get our investigation of the Space Center started pronto. Good idea. Let's go. Let's go, go, go. Let's go. And treads. Bow, 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 bow. What's the achievement? I forgot what the achievement is for this one. Let's see. For answering glove during Detective Fulbright's sight clock. Okay. Oh, wait. What do we have? What do we have? Okay, we just have all the evidence. I thought we would have something else. I thought we would have the Makatama. Okay. Oh, we have the case brief. Search the crime scene. Oh, press space and we get case brief. But yeah, that's just notes. Okay, we're at the Cosmos Space Center. Wow, I was wondering what kind of place the Space Center would be. It almost looks like an amusement park of the future. Amusement park of the future. Yeah, did you know that they even let the public see their rockets up close? Oh, so check it out. Look how brightly the GYAXA logo shines. JAXA? A logo shines in the sunlight above the entranceway. Knock off NASA. I really dig the stars and rocket motif it's got going. JAXA, huh? Isn't that the new name of the Federal Space R&D program? Yeah, but why this strange acronym? I mean, what is GYA supposed to stand for? Galaxy? If that were it, then the whole thing would be something like Galaxy Exploration Agency. Which, if you ask me, I'd have abbreviated to GAXA or Gaia. I guess so. Oh, I know. Maybe the person who came up with the name just really liked the letter Y. This exchange is beginning to feel oddly like deja vu. Anyway, this place feels more than just a research more than just a research facility. It's also a tourist attraction. Tourist attraction? Don't make me laugh. It's a monument to the human race. Galactic scooter, full speed ahead. Who the fuck? Okay. Who the fuck are you? Who the fuck are you, man? Yikes. Who's this geese and what's he want? Look upon me and look well. Beyond the great power of space science. Pardon me, but you are? My glorious name is Yuri Cosmos. Ah, he's the director. I'm the director of the Cosmos Space Center. The center of the Cosmos. Boss. That was pretty role-inducing. If this person is the Space Center's director, then that means... so you were the one to... So you were the... Words. So you were one of the first ones to discover Clay's body, weren't you? And he was the first person to find the victim. Actually, there were two of them. The Space Center director, Yuri Cosmos, and Detective Candace Arm. That is correct. I was honored to be the first man in all of space and time to discover the body. But let's talk of the incident. Are you by any chance the space police? You can't tack the word space onto any old thing, you know. We're Mr. Starbuck's lawyers. We're here to investigate his case. Oh, and where Earthfly is, by the way. I see. Yeah, I heard about you. In that case, by my esteemed privilege, I grant you permission to investigate. I trust you are appropriately grateful. Now go ahead. Have at it. I can already tell he's going to be nothing but trouble. Don't let him hear you say that or you'll see what trouble it really is. Let's just be professional and ask him about when he found the body, okay? Okay. So, as director, what do you do here at the Space Center specifically? Defend peace across the galaxy and promote space development in this country. No matter what obstacles stand in our way, we keep going for the sake of mankind. I believe I used the word specifically in my question. Attention all personnel to your break stations, prepare for break. Oh, I get it. You just wander around and tell people what to do in a self-important manner. That is exactly right, because I am an important man. My manner is important. Mr. Ryan, this man doesn't get sarcasm. Well, there's bound to be some people like that here in the boundlessness of space. What's that? You want to know what it is that makes me important specifically? Well, I will tell you. I was the central figure of the Hatter 1 project. You may proceed to be appropriately impressed. Now go ahead, have at it. I'd be more impressed if I knew what he did, specifically. About the bombing. Could you tell us what you know about the incidents from the other day? I refuse. What? Explaining is a job for common folk, not the director of the Center of the Cosmos. My testimony, which will go down in space history, will be heard in the courtroom. What? So does that mean you'll be taking the stand tomorrow? That is correct. I will be the most glorious witness in the history of mankind. I'm not sure if he really understands what being a witness is all about. Looks like Director Cosmos is the type that only talks about what he wants to talk about. Then let's at least try to ask him about the things he might be willing to open up about. About Hat 1. The Hat 1 was a rocket that was launched into space 7 years ago, correct? And despite numerous problems, it somehow made its way back home? I suppose it is part of my job to educate ignorant folk like you. Very well, I will impart to you the complete story of the Hat 1 project. Oh, thank you very much. Hat 1's noble mission was to collect samples from an asteroid, and Mr. Starbuck was the pilot for that flight. Eventually, the Hat 1 reached its planned orbit. Okay. From where it launched the Hope probe towards the asteroid belt. From there, the Hope probe began its long, lonely journey into the far reaches of space. Then, after a terrifying struggle, the Hat 1 returned safely to Earth. That struggle was when the incident known as the Hat 1 miracle occurred, right? Correct, and it truly was a miracle. Of course, they just had to turn the whole ordeal into a movie. I added 5 minutes, guys. I added 5 minutes. As for the Hope probe, it did eventually arrive safely at its destination. It obtained a few samples from the asteroid and returned to Earth about a few days ago. So that's the thing that's in the capsule. So what kind of sample are they? What's in them? The samples are scheduled for analysis in the near future. We haven't had time since they just came back the day before Terran's murder. Regrettably, we've had no time to inspect the samples due to everything that has occurred. But this puts our space development program ahead of other countries by several years. That's quite impressive. I guess this guy isn't just a loudmouth bragger after all. In the golden age of space development, our predecessors were successful in bringing a moon rock back. That is the greatest achievement in the history of the space center. The public fell in love with space and all of its glorious potential. Moon rocker, I remember that being big. Our endeavors with the moon rock will live on in our world with those asteroid samples. I want to bestow new hope and dreams for the future upon mankind once again. That's my mission as the man who stands at the center of the cosmos. I hear there's lots of research into moon rocks and stardust from asteroids these days. They say the results could potentially have a huge impact on all of civilization. It's like we're in a new space race with every other country out there. What? Bite your tongue. It's not for anything so base as money or politics. It's all for the brilliant future that awaits mankind, and all for my illustrious mission. With the recent budget cuts, my staff tells me finances are tight, but I won't hear it. Huh. I guess even a space program has to watch its budget. By the way, you seem awfully knowledgeable about this kind of thing, Athena. Huh? Oh, you know, I thought I'd better brush up, just in case. Is that so? Well, I will be on my way. As you can see, I am very busy. I am a very busy and very important man. Galactic scooter, fire up main engine, max battle speed, and engage. Okay, ease off. That thing is surprisingly fast. I guess we better get going too. You bet. Let's make it so. Let's go. We can talk to Athena. But let's go. Let's go. Boarding lounge. This is so cool. This is so cool. Look at that seahorse there. Look at that seahorse there. I love it. Love it. Love it. So this is where Mr. Terran was murdered. Yeah, this is the lounge. Let's see that diagram the police made again. Right now we're in the main building here on the right side on the 3rd floor. Claire and Mr. Starbuck fled here from the launch pad one after the explosion. Yeah, no admittance without express permission. Well, Mr. Starbuck's lawyers, we've come to investigate. So sorry, nobody gets in without permission. Not even the police superintendent. Can't have Detective Fulbright getting mad at me. So Detective Fulbright is here, huh? Yeah, he's in the Launchpad 1 corridor. Go get clearance from him, then we'll talk. Leave it to me. I'm great at getting intel of Detective Fulbright. Let's see, what trick should I use on him today? I don't know if I should be grateful or afraid. So, let's get to the Launchpad 1 corridor. We just have to go through that door with the blue rocket on it, I think. Wait, that door. It looks awfully familiar. Good eye there, boss. This is the door the Claire and Mr. Starbuck used during their escape from the launch pad. Ah, that explains it. The fingerprint system has been deactivated, so I think we can just pass through. Now come on, let's go. Let's go. Wait, what was that achievement again? Oh, we have to do that later on when we get to Fulbright's thing. Launchpad 1 corridor. So this is it, huh? This is the corridor the two of them used in their escape. Yep, this is the only thing connecting Launchpad 1 with the main building. I see police tape down at the other end. Guess we won't be looking at the launch pad. After the explosion, this whole corridor must have been filled with smoke. That is starting soon, by the way. That is such a soon. And the launch pad itself was probably a sea of flames. Must have been pretty scary for them. Now, where could Detective Fulbright be? Hey, I think that's him over there. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? He seems to be lost. That's funny. This corridor is a straight shot. Huh? I see you lawyer people. Welcome to the Space Center. Enjoying a relaxing day off, are you? Here for a little rocket sightseeing? We're here to investigate the scene, same as you. Do you have any info to share? Boss, if he acts at all reluctant to give us information, we hit him with the whatever shall we do act. I'm sure he'll fall for it. Got it? Are we trying to catch the unruly family dog hair or something? If everyone can get it started. Get started. Again, this is such an awkward time for me to talk because it's like, oh, I don't wanna ramble on about something. You know, I don't wanna ramble on about something because it's like only a minute, but whatever. I might as well take my might as well my phone of charge. And what's the thing? Where's the... No, it is. Why is it right at the back there? Jesus Christ. There we go. There we go. I need a stretch. Welcome back, everybody, from the ad. If you're on the case, huh? Alright, I'll gladly share some with you. Huh? What just happened? Detectives and lawyers seeking truth and justice side by side. I like it. Just take whatever you want from me, you info bandits. I'm in a generous mood today. I don't know. There's something weird about Detective Fulbright today. But we need information, so let's run with it. If you say so. Okay, he is acting a bit weird though. Detective Fulbright, could you give us permission to investigate the crime scene? There's an officer on guard and we can't get in. Oh, whatever shall we do? That's an easy one. I'll let them know over there to let you in. Investigate to your heart's content. Take a week. If you need it, a month even. Shall I have some snacks delivered? One of my men gives me neck rub. No, that's okay, but thanks. Definitely not the Fulbright I know. Detective Fulbright is acting sickeningly sweet. It's kind of gross, actually. Do you think he's his head or something? Who knows? Whatever the case, it's making our lives way easier. You were here at the Space Center at the time of the incident, weren't you, Detective? That's right, I was here on a security assignment. The police are required to secure rocket launchers now? I didn't know that. Yeah. Well, you know us, to serve and protect. The explosions occurred while I was here on duty, so I started leading the evacuation. He's leaving out a lot of details, but okay. Could you tell us more about what happened? Of course. A bomb went off on the second floor of the main building. Right after that, the one over on in Launch Pad 1 also blew sky high. So I immediately instructed the visitors and the employees to evacuate to the shelter. The shelter? That's right, there's an evacuation shelter right in the basement of the Space Center. Okay. If it is for accidents and emergencies and the like. So where were you when the first bomb went off? I was on duty on the 4th floor. It was quite the madhouse, I tell ya. The elevator wasn't working on account of the explosion, and the stairs on the 2nd floor were destroyed, so we couldn't go that way. Then wasn't it impossible to get down to the basement floor? No, we lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. It was a folding ladder, so it wasn't very stable, but at least it reached the ground. After I secured the ladder, I left to take another look around for any survivors. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down too and headed to the shelter. Wow, what an ordeal. But climbing down an emergency ladder kinda sounds fun. Thank you for your answers, Detective. They're very helpful. Just a moment, I have some more information to share with you. But don't tell Prosecutor Blackquill, okay? Wow, and Prosecutor Blackquill usually has you on a short leash too. Well, never mind that. I thought you should know that there was a witness. What witness? Could you tell us more about this witness? Sure thing. The witness was a Space Center employee who was on the 4th floor. While she was climbing down, she looked through a window into the 3rd floor lounge. So she was looking into the crime scene from the outside. That's right. It was just a matter of chance that she saw something important. Not that I know what she saw. Not that I know what she saw exactly yet, though. You don't, but that's the most important thing of all. Ha ha ha. Don't you worry. I'll get around to interviewing her soon enough. She should still be somewhere here in the Space Center. You might even run into her. A 4th floor employee, huh? Alright, thanks for the info, Detective Fulbright. Gee, you sure are being cooperative, Detective. A little too cooperative, even. Yeah, well, actually, something you can't talk about? Yeah, something like that. Anyway, never mind. Don't worry about me. Well, I'll be on my way now. Huh. He has been a bit weird. What was that all about? Something is definitely going on. I'm going to get it out of him the next time I see him. Okay. I'm not so sure he'll talk about it though. Well, we have permission to investigate now. Let's head back to the boarding lounge. Let's go. Oh, where is it? There. I need to clean my glasses actually. I swear, my glasses always get so bloody dirty. I have a very weak prescription, so I can still read it from like here. IU2 is just like slightly blurry. IU2, Detective Fulbright has granted you permission to investigate. He also said I should bring you some snacks or give you a neck rub too if you'd like. That's alright, but thank you for the offer. Well, time to roll up our sleeves and start investigating. Now let's see, what's that diagram again? So this lounge is on the 3rd floor of the main building. And according to Apollo, this is where he believes a third party killed his friend. Well, let's stop the recap and start looking for traces of this third person then. Remember my reminder, Athena, will make it our first priority. There's just one problem though. This room is just so big. Don't worry, we can use this to help us. A Space Center pamphlet for tourists. Yep, picked up at the entrance. The maps inside should come in handy. Let's see. Yep, here it is. A map of the lounge. This is the door where we went through to talk to Detective Fulbright. Oh yeah, that's the door, the fingerprint recognition log. Well, I guess this map will make things a little easier. It's been added to the court record. Yeah, no more excuses. Let's track down the third person. Wait, just one more thing. What's this strange creature moving around outside the window? Oh, boss, it's just a holographic image. Oh yeah, I knew that. That's a relief. There should be a button somewhere in this room to turn the image off on and off. That's what it says in the pamphlet anyway. The only reason you're so eager to start is so you can push that button in it. And what's wrong with that? Let's just look for the button while we're looking for clues. Alright, fine. Let's get investigating. Investigating time. I don't even know if I clean this proper bowl. Whatever. Wait, shit. I had autoplay on. I forgot I had autoplay on. So this is where they discovered the clay. Yeah, he was already dead when they found him. Let's take a look at the photo. So he was stretched out like this and, what's that thing that looks like a thermos? That's the thing that Prosecutor Blackquill mentioned when I was in court with Apollo. He said that it contains asteroid samples. Oh right, Director Cosmos mentioned something about that too, didn't it? That they were brought back only 5 days ago by the probe that the Hat 1 launched. I wonder what they look like. Do you think they'll let us see it? Let's see. Let's think about that after we solve the case, okay? Okay. Let's go this way. Oh, wait. Okay, let's just examine a bit more. I keep getting over autoplay on. According to the pamphlet, there are no ordinary chairs. Wait, what did you say beforehand? There's some pretty futuristic looking furniture over there. They're like amusement park teacup rides. You can power them yourself, it says. If you spin the table and your chair spins too. Why would anybody want to have something like that here? It's for astronauts who have trouble with the device on the ceiling. No vertical spins. It says it's a training device that's easy on the eyes and on the body. Can I personally call themselves an astronaut if they can't handle 0G? Yeah, let's have a look at this. Because it's funny that this reminds me so much of the birdcage from the Return of the Great Departed Soul case that we just completed. No matter how I look at it, all I can think of is torture device. I guess it's a training device for getting used to 0G. Athena has an odd glint in her eye. Is she thinking about trying that thing out? I should try to stop her, but I'm afraid she'll just outmuscle me. Hey, Mr. Right, look at that up there. Oh, some kind of fragment. It's stuck in tight. So that's what the glint was all about. That colour looks familiar. I think it's part of an oxygen tank. I think you're right, but if that's here, it means Clay's tank ruptured after they arrived at the boarding lounge. So Prosecutor Blackwell's theory that Mr. Starbuck dropped Clay down the ladder must be wrong. This proves that both of the astronauts were alive when they reached the boarding lounge. So Apollo was right. The scene of the murder wasn't the launch pad. Way to go, Apollo. Can I go through here? So it looks like there are 3 doors that lead in and out of this room. Well, let's chat. Drum roll, please. The Space Center pamphlet. We're here at this place that says Boarding Lounge 1. Here are the 3 doors. Let's call them lefty, righty, and downy. People usually say west, east, and south in a case like this, you know. Details. Anyway, take a look at the west door. That door with the rocket icon leads to Launchpad 1. I know because it says here on the map Launchpad 1 Control Center. So that's where we were with the detective. It was full of smoke after the explosion. Right, next up, the right hand side of the map, or east in your world. That's the door with the satellite dish icon to signify communication, aka the control room. Yep, it definitely says control room. Looks like it has another door on the opposite side. They communicate and exchange information with rockets and probes in space from there. So it's the center of the Space Center. The Space Center, if you will. Does everybody start to talk like they're at the Cosmos after they've been here a while? But it seems like they built a new command center on the 6th floor. That's what they used for the HAT 2 mission. So this control room was empty at the time. I've always wanted to see the inside of a mission control room, and since we're here, I'd love to do that too. But it doesn't look like we'll be able to. They want to keep curious kids like you out. And so the door is protected from fingerprint recognition. Only the director can go through. With that much security, I'm definitely not the one they're looking to keep out Athena. So apparently the lock is also hooked up to a backup generator in case of emergencies. Okay. What about that last door? This lower door? Oh, excuse me, I mean the south door? It leads to the elevators. This is the door we came through when we entered the room, right? Yep, and of course, there was no fingerprint recognition device, so it's open to anyone. But the elevators weren't working at the time due to the explosion. Well, that's about it for the 3 muscadors of the boarding lounge. Thanks. Understanding the layout of the lounge should help us understand the case. That's why I thought we'd better have a good grasp of where the doors go. Hey, what the fuck is this? What the fuck? Ah. Here's another amazing piece of equipment. Walk on the surface of the moon, it says. Oh boy, I want to try it. Gravity is weak on the moon, so I bet I could do mid-air somersaults. We're still on Earth, remember? Besides, it's connected to the ceiling. Or at least I could jump really high. There's a sign on the wall that clearly says, don't jump too high. I don't know what good is this thing. Didn't I say in the beginning? Walk on the surface of the moon. Yeah, exactly. What's this? A trapdoor? It's a trash chute. The cleaning robots throw the garbage out from here. The robots do the cleaning? What a futuristic world we live in. I just hope they don't revolt like they do in science fiction movies. No way, all the robots here are very nice. Actually, wasn't there one in Launchpad 1 corridor? We can go say hi if you want. Examine it. Oh? There's something twinkly down there. Examine. Hey, I see something shiny down there. Let's take this cover off then. Oh, it's a bullet. What's this? It looks like a metal jelly bean. It's really small, but it's a bullet. It's only about 2 to 3 millimeters in diameter. Let's see, that would make the caliber 10? Caliber refers to the diameter of a gun's barrel, right? Yeah, but I've never heard of a .10 caliber gun before. This bullet must be for a special kind of gun. Have you tried firing a bullet this small with a regular sized gun? It just fell right out. Yeah, it must have been a really small gun. I wonder how the bullet ended up here. I mean, we're in the bottom left on the south door side of the room according to the map. That's pretty far away from where Clay's body was. Maybe the police didn't think to look there. Yeah, leave it to Detective Fulbright to accidentally hand us the card just when we need, just the card we need. Okay, that's added to the card record. Back. Back. Let's see, this door is, where's that pamphlet? Here we are. It's the door to the corridor that leads to the launchpad one. We went through it earlier when we went to talk to Detective Fulbright, so I guess the security lock must be disengaged now, right? They say the corridor was filled with smoke at the time of the bombing. This thing beside the door, it's supposed to be the fingerprint recognition device. Which reminds me, I think Prosecutor Blackquill talked about it at the trial. The notion of a third party in Launchpad 1 is utterly absurd. Just to enter the area from the lounge, one must pass through a door guarded by a fingerprint recognition device. Now, allow me to state up front that there are precious few with the clearance to do so. Then does this mean that the bomber's prints were verified by the system? But the number of authorized personnel was supposed to be really small. Voila! Fingerprint powder. I brought it in case something like this came up. Found it in the office. I've been just itched for a chance to use it. Wow, way to think ahead. Let's dust the fingerprint recognition device and see what we can find. You got it. And let's sprinkle some hand. Why can't we use it? Why can't we fucking use it? Bruh. Let's see what I have here. Oh, we got something. Aw, it's only a single set of prints. Isn't that a good thing? Sure wish we could figure out whose prints these are. Although I doubt we'll be so lucky as to get the culprit's prints on the first try. Well, I'm willing to bet that Detective Fulbright has some fingerprint data. Right, and there's the security footage of this door too. Yeah, here it is. It came up in court the other day. I wish I could see the part of the footage just after this bit. Because that would be right before the murder, wouldn't it? Let's ask the detective. With the movies in, he'll probably show it to us right away. Yeah, he's almost in too good of a mood today. Let's go see if we can find him once we're done. Find him again once we're done with this room. What's that doing there? I wonder what this big knob is for. It looks like a knob in a stove. Well, it's the same shape, but I think that's where the similarities end. I mean, it's behind the glass panel. What kind of stove would require a knob security like this? Well, the knob is straight up and down. If it was for a stove, the burner would be off. Right, if it was for a stove. Still, I wonder what it's really for. Something turned on by a knob that's not a stove. How about a rocket engine? If you had to start the engine here, the rocket would take off before you could get in. Then I guess all we can say for now is that it's a mystery knob. Let's just go back. Let's go. These are apparently oxygen capsules. They're for recovery after a training session. I wonder if they can change your voice. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Huh? It didn't do a thing. It's not helium, Athena, it's oxygen. Yeah, Athena. Wait, what the fuck is that under there? I didn't even see that originally. There's some kind of panel with 2 buttons on it. Just push it. That's the invariable principle of buttons. There are such things as buttons left unpushed. Oh, that changes the thing. Hey, the giant holographic image disappeared. Yeah, though that side of the wall seems to be kind of barren without it now. Still, let's see if we can't find anything new with the image off. Okay. Let's see. Let us see. Let us see. Let us see. Let's see. The fuck? The fuck is that? Hey, Mr. Ray, take a look at this. It looks like a bullet hole. Great find, Athena. It's pretty big. Whoever find this shot must have been using a pretty large gun. You think so? Based on my experience, I'd say this was fired from a regular pistol. But whatever size it was, somebody fired a gun in here, right? Apparently, this is an important fact. Do you see a bullet around here somewhere? No, the police might have taken it though. Okay. That's added to our court record. Let's ask Detective Fulbright about this bullet hole later. Yeah, we should do that. Welcome to the Space Center, guests. Welcome. Yikes, what in the world? My name is Ponko, P-O-N-C-O, Ponko. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you looking around? Choose one, I'll guide you. It's a robot? I am not a robot, I'm Ponko. Psychological observation and navigation companion. P-O-C-O, Ponko. Well, I'm glad we got that cleared up. Oh, Ponko, I've missed you. Huh? Do you know this thing, Athena? Oh, she showed us around the last time when I came here with Apollo. Oh, you're such a good girl, Ponko. That's a good girl. Oh, thank you. I'm so happy, so very happy. Wow, guide robot. That's pretty cool. My name is Phoenix Wright. Nice to meet you. I don't know you. Huh? Ouch. That hurt. Oh, she has to register people she meets for the first time. Please register him, Ponko. Certainly. Commencing guest registration. Please tell me your name. A nickname is fine too. His name is Phoenix. A bit overly familiar, but I'll allow it. Phoenix, please let me get a good look at your face. Oh, sure. Registering. Facial recognition sequence complete. We are now officially friends. Nice to meet you, Phoenix. Huh? This robot is pretty cute. You made a friend, boss. Isn't it great? Phoenix, Athena, allow me to guide you. Right this way. Oh, goody. Let's go, boss. Go where? I have stuff. Jeez. Oh wow, what is this place? Is that rocket real? Welcome. The Space Museum is open to the public every day of the year from 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And learn about the history of our nation's space development and the HAT-1 project. The rocket is just a replica, but it's the same size as the real one. The Space Museum. Oh, here it is on the map. The other side on the thing. Okay, so it's on the exact opposite side of the main building from Launchpad 1. Okay, that's been updated. Ask me anything. I will explain. Okay, HAT-1 incident. This is quite the place. I can't believe we get to see a rocket this close up. This is a replica of the HAT-1 that was launched 7 years ago. It's exactly like the real HAT-1 inside and out. Its little brother, the HAT-2, was supposed to launch the other day. I wonder if Ponko knows why the launch was cancelled. Over there is an exhibit about the launch 7 years ago. Check it out. Spacesuits, photos, newspaper articles. I like to come here again on a day off. Hey, what's this? A photo of? Oh, there's Ponko. Phoenix. That's the staff of the HAT-1 project. Oh, there's Mr. Starbuck. He looks so young and so different. And that's... Wait, what is it, Athena? Is something wrong? Oh, nothing. I just thought Mr. Starbuck looked really young too, that's all. Yeah, well, it was 7 years ago after all. So the young guy standing next to Mr. Starbuck, is Clay Tarrant, the victim. So they were mentor and protege even way back then. And he's even got one of the staff jackets. He looks just like a regular staff member. No, Clay was still a student then. He just borrowed one of Solomon's old jackets. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Clay would have still been in high school 7 years ago. Everybody looks so happy. The Space Museum is great. What fantastic exhibits. Okay, what else? Yes, Ponko. This area used to be Launchpad 2. That's why the only entrance is on the 3rd floor. Wouldn't it be better if they just made a new ground floor entrance instead? There was talk of it, but they had to scrap their plans because of budget cuts. Budget cuts. We need more money. Who would record that kind of information into a guide robot? While it was in space, the Hard-1 launched a probe called Hope. The Hope probe collected some samples from an asteroid and returned 5 days ago. That's what Director Cosmos said too. He told us it came back the day before Clay was killed. And here it is, the Hope space probe. That looks cool. I think I've seen that logo somewhere before. Let's see. Oh yeah, the capsule that the victim was carrying. Oh, good eye, I didn't notice that. I think it had the same logo. Okay, I think it can be seen in the photo attached to the autopsy report. Maybe she'll give me some more info if I show it to her. Maybe. The way the Space Center launchpad is set up is really cool. Would you like me to tell you about it? Would you? The setup with the launchpad? Go gentle, my spiky haired mind. I wanna know. Phoenix wants to know too. Right, now Athena's got a case of Punko-itis. Hooray, I will tell you then. The rocket is built right inside the launchpad structure. When the rocket is complete, it's moved along with the launch pad over the rails and brought into position at the launch site. Isn't it cool? Isn't it? We used to have a big budget, so that's how we could build it all. It's very cool. A grand setup that suits an important place like the Space Center. I guess everyone is hoping for a bigger budget next year, myself included. I'm guessing the whole thing is operated from the control room, huh? That is it. But it can also be operated from the new command center too. Either way, the safety lock in the boarding lounge has to first be disengaged. I guess before a big move like that can be carried out, there are all kinds of procedures. I'd love to see the launch pad be removed. When's the next one scheduled for? Searching data. All future plans have been put on hold because of the bombing and the murder, Albert. Which is perfectly understandable. Well, when was the last time it was moved? Searching data. I'm sorry. That answer isn't in my answer database. I guess Ponko can only answer certain questions. Okay, we're gonna present to her again. I don't know anything about Iris. Okay, no problem. Let's look at history because we're gonna present to her. If I show it to her, so present the autopsy report. Oh, this robot is so cute. I'm obsessed actually. So, autopsy report. Ponko, do you recognize this capsule here in the top right? Checking registered data. I know. It's the Hope capsule. It's carried inside the Hope probe. It contained the asteroid samples, right? Yes, it was designed to store the samples gathered by the Hope probe. It's been stored in the safe in Launchpad 1 ever since it returned to Earth. It must not be removed. Don't worry, Ponko. The people in charge already know what happened. They do? I must ask them later. So the capsule was being kept in Launchpad 1, huh? Maybe Clay was trying to carry it to safety after the explosion. The Space Center staff must have been really excited to finally get the capsule back. But it's a pity this incident occurred before they got a chance to check the contents. Well, the police took it as evidence, so they'll have to wait a little longer. Okay. Well, we certainly learned a lot about the Space Museum. Thank you, Punko. You explained everything very well. I love to explain. Thank you for listening. Thank you. You two are like old friends. It's hard to believe you just met recently. It's because Punko is so friendly. Well, what should we investigate next? Let's go find Detective Fulbright. We have things to ask him about. Let's see. The security footage and the blueprint and the fingerprint data, was it? Okay, then let's get back to Launchpad 1 corridor. Bye, Punko. See you later. Come again. And don't forget to visit the gift shop. Poor Punko. What Dickensian life we are all forced to leave. Okay, let's go to Launchpad 1 corridor. What should I do? Which path is the path of justice? There's Detective Fulbright. He still seems to be lost, even though it's a straight corridor. Let's hope he's still in a cooperative mood as well then. I'm slightly tired, so I'm gonna finish this part and then I'm gonna head off to bed. If he doesn't cooperate, then I'll just have to use my powers on him. You mean that lady in distress bit? Bullet hole at scene. We found a bullet hole in the wall at the crime scene. You did? Our team found that too. It was Detective Arm who fired that bullet. Detective Arm? Wait. I think I made this revelation last time. Isn't it Kandasami? Is it Arm or Army? Like Kandasami? I don't know. That's why I wanted a shot for the defendant. Wait, I'm gonna look up Kandasami. Case attorney. Let me have a look. Name. Her full name is a play on Can Disarm. A reference to her job as a bomb disposal specialist. So it is pronounced Can Disarm. And why is my email open? Why don't I have my email open? I don't know. Was it really such a high threat situation that she needed to do that? I'm afraid I don't know the details. What was Detective Arm gonna know? I thought there were two people who discovered the crime scene together. We already know Director Cosmos will testify, so tomorrow will be about what he knows. Hey, you're pretty smart. That's exactly what we're planning to serve as the main course. Hope it goes down easy. Kai, welcome in. Thank you for the raid. How's your stream? What were you playing? I hope you're good. Yep, I'm doing good. I'm doing pretty good. Slightly tired, but then again, I'm gonna try and finish off this investigation and then go to bed. So, and we don't have too far to go with this investigation. Yeah, not too bad. Some lethal company. You play a lot of lethal. You're probably not gonna lie. I wouldn't be surprised if you're a pro at lethal. I know you play a lot of it. You're probably the person out of all the people I know, you probably play the most lethal. Jeez. But yeah, hope it's good. And yeah, today we're just playing a little bit of Apollo Justice. We have just started the Cosmic Turnabout today. My brain is just not braining, so I'm not gonna try and explain this case. My brain is just not gonna brain. Enough. What was I gonna say? But yeah, we just started this case, and we started with a trial. And then now we're just like close to the end of an investigation. Lethal Company's fun, put around 200 hours in it. Jeez. I also have Lethal, and I've probably played it like twice. I have how many hours? I have 6.9 hours in it. So you have definitely played a shit ton more Lethal than I have. To be fair, I do need to message Ollie at some point. I do need to message one of my mods at some point and ask him if he wants to play or stream some Lethal at some point. Because we've been, not gonna lie, me and one of my mods that I usually play Lethal with, and we've barely talked in like probably a month or two, like a month-ish, just because I've been like, oh, I'm gonna wait until he finishes college before I'm just gonna spam him being like, hey, Lethal, Phasma. So yeah, and just realised I don't know when he finishes college. So yeah, I mean, he's probably gonna finish college soon because he's been posting all of his like college, like final design stuff on his personal YouTube. So yeah, I played with mates. We just failed and had to restart, but got to around 5,800 quota. That sounds cool. Oh my god, jeez, that's a big quota. We never usually, me and my friends never usually get to 1,000. So yeah, you're a pro at Lethal. You are just a pro at Lethal. Honestly, you're a pro. Detective, we'd like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Yeah, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. I can always make another copy for myself, so it's all yours. Consider it a gift. This is quite a bit of data. But when I said everyone, I meant it. Prosecutor Blackquill said to dig deep, so that's what I did. It sure took a while though. Wow, he got Apollo's and my prints. He even got prints for all the robots. How? Robots don't have fingerprints. I'm just gonna roll with it. I guess when Blackquill said to dig deep, Fulbright didn't bother to ask how deep. Clay's fingerprints are here too. Oh yeah, because he took his right glove off, didn't he? I personally removed his glove during the investigation. The one thing I am going to explain to readers are just who's involved with this case. Who's like involved. So obviously we have Athena, who we're, going around investigating with. Currently we're playing as Phoenix Wright, the titular face of the Psssttt franchise. Apollo, he is the guy we were playing as during the trial, like probably the first, not the first part of the trial, the trial. We were playing as him during the trial. I was gonna say the first part of the investigation, but that's just not true. We've been playing as Phoenix this entire investigation. I'm tired. Okay, my brain is just not braining. Okay, so I'm gonna, just stumble over my words and shit. But yeah, we're playing as Phoenix during the investigation. We played as Apollo during the trial. And then got Tracy Wright, who is Phoenix's adopted daughter. With Clay, she doesn't really do much during this case. She just talked to us at the start of the investigation. And then we have Clay Turn, who is the victim of this case, and also a good friend of Apollo's. With Juniper Woods, who we defended during Turnabout Countdown, which is like a case that's extremely linked to this case. Cause this Turnabout Countdown takes place in between the trial for Cosmic Turnabout and the investigation for Cosmic Turnabout. So timeline stuff. And Juniper was the defendant in Turnabout Countdown, as well as Turnabout Academy as well, which is the case we just played, but has like not a lot of relation to this case. And then we've got Solomon Starbuck, who is our defendant for the Cosmic Turnabout. Blackquill, who is the prosecutor for this case. I was going to say Blackquill again. Bobby Fulbright is the detective for this case. And then we've got Candace Arms, who was one of the first ones. Candace Arm and Yuri Cosmos were the ones to find Clay's body. Then we've got Ponko, who is a guide robot, a cute little guide robot for the space center that the murder took place in. Personally, I removed his glove during the investigation. Went to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. I still can't believe you took off his glove to get his fingerprints. Yeah, well, you can't blame me for thinking they're important in this case. There are a lot of doors that require fingerprint verification in the lounge. So depending on whose prints we find, it can completely change the tide for both sides. Makes sense. After all, the culprit's prints did get them past the fingerprint locks somehow. Oh, and take this picture. It might come in handy. Oh, isn't that just a photo of the Launchpad 1 door? Yeah, I suppose the one of Launchpad 1 door. Yeah, but Prosecutor Blackquill seemed really interested in it for some reason. Huh? What's so important about this door? Beats me, but boy, could you see the gears in his head go into hyperdrive at it. Sounds like this is going to be a major point of contention tomorrow. Hey, don't forget about the print comparison, boss. Right. Detective Fulbright, do you think you could run the test for us right now? You just leave it to me. In justice we trust. Okay, here we go. Well, it looks like it was Mr. Starbuck who opened the security door. They must have opened it when they went to board the rocket. My brain, not braining. His heart must have been full of hopes and dreams for his space adventure right then. Okay, what do we need to do? We need to ask him. Let's ask her about this. Detective, about the security footage that was taken by the boarding lounge 1 camera. Oh, that footage. Go ahead and ask me anything you'd like about it. Is there any way I could see a little more of the part just after this? Easiest part. I'd be glad to show you. Here we go. Huh? The screen went blank. Yeah, apparently the after effects of the explosion damaged the wires, so there's no footage after this point. Why don't you just say so from the beginning? Okay. Something definitely seems to be up with you, Detective. You're unusually cooperative. Well, I just figure if we work together, we'll get that much closer to justice, right? But it seems like something's really bothering you. You don't have some ulterior motive, do you? Well, I don't know what you're talking about. I would never do anything like that. Cyclops. It's been a while, but those are definitely Cyclops. Did you just mouth psyched? Is there something I should be psyched about? No, Cyclops. It's a system that locks on secrets in a person's heart. I can see when people are trying to hide the secrets by using the power of this Magatama. Why? What? Phoenix would never... I'm confused about this because Phoenix would just not explain it to anybody. Like, the only person that knows about the power of the Magatama, other than, the phase, the other people that know about, let me rephrase that. The only people that know about the Magatama and its powers are Edgeworth, because we've investigated it as a drift in for the second half of the first investigation for Bridge to the Turnabout, and then Maya and Pearl Faye. Like I don't know, I'm not sure if Misty, Morgan, and the Hawthorns are particularly clued up about the Magatama, especially Dahlia and Iris, but I'm not sure if maybe Misty and Morgan like knew about the Magatama, but I doubt Dahlia and Iris would have. I can see when people are trying to hide, I just said that, presenting evidence can break those locks and reveal any secrets they're hiding. Mr. Wright, how much did they bilk you out for that piece of rock? If you've been swindled, I know some lawyers I can introduce you to. I'm more than capable of representing myself, thank you very much. Isn't it? It isn't some kind of fraud, it really works. A friend gave it to me a long time ago. Not as seen is believing. Allow me to show you. Let's see what presenting the Magatama will reveal, shall we? There we go. Magatama time. It's been a little while since we, used the Magatama. I think you're hiding something, detective. So why don't you just tell us about it? What to do? Which path is the path of justice? Detective Fulbright is really an agony. I bet this is the issue he's been so torn up over. Love, this is the achievement. I bet I know what's been bothering you. Betrayal by love. What? How'd you know? With my pet carp, loving with my goldfish, and the next thing I knew, all the little goldfish were gone. Love had eaten them all. And poor little goldfishies. Oh, I loved you. I guess love really can cause a lot of heartache. Anyway, I bet this is the issue he's so torn up over. Just this. I really understand what's been bothering you, detective. I truly do. Something happened that goes against your principles, isn't that right? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Until the explosions occurred, everything was just fine. Is that a fact? Yep, peaceful as peaceful can be. Everyone whistling a happy tune as they did their job. You never saw a more relaxed guard detail for a routine rocket launch. I don't think the guard detail was as relaxed as you claim. As long as this exists. Before the explosions, what was supposed to happen here was a rocket launch, and yet security was so tight they even brought in. Oh shit, my thing. Wait, my webcam. No. What's this doing? And yet security was so tight, they even brought in a special task force. I hardly describe that as a relaxed guard detail. One broken. No, just hold on one moment. The entire nation had their eyes on this extremely important rocket launch. That's why I called in on a special security detail. As versatile as you are, I can certainly believe that's true. But I say it's very strange that this person would be part of the detail from the outset. Kind of sad, seeing as she's a bomb specialist. Detective Arm specialized in bomb cases. The fact that she was here on hand means that you people knew there's a possibility that bombing would occur. You got me, Mr. Wright. Will look successful. What you can't say. Alright, I concede. You win. It's just as you say. A few days before the launch, they were warned about potential bombing, but the plan to launch went ahead in spite of the threat. But why? What were they planning to do if someone got hurt or killed? Yeah, I know. The decision to move forward wasn't exactly just, was it? How was the warning delivered? By phone and directed to Director Cosmos. But the police department instructed everybody to keep it under wraps. That's a big thing to keep quiet about. No wonder you were so upset. But it's not only that. I've been distraught about Prosecutor Blackquill as well. Prosecutor Blackquill? Well, as his handler, I'm sure you have a lot of difficulties. that's not it. It's a question of justice. I've been wondering about it. Why is allowed to stand in court? The reason he's still prosecuted? Detective Fulbright, please tell us everything you know. Yeah, what about Prosecutor Blackquill? We're talking to you folks about it would definitely be breaking the rules. Never mind that, what are rules but things to be broken, right? Well, to tell you the truth, having a prisoner act as a prosecutor is highly irregular. I think we guessed that much. So why is it being allowed? I've been wondering about it. So you weren't told why either, huh? No, I guess the order came from pretty high up the ladder. Yeah, it would have to have, but Prosecutor Blackquill told me once. The hunt I've been on for the phantom of 7 years past continues even still. 7 years past? A phantom, huh? And not one of the friendly variety either, I gathered. Haunted for 7 years. This phantom of 7 years past. Any idea who or what he was talking about? Not a clue. But he seems to think that this phantom is behind this whole incident somehow. Wait a minute, he thinks it may be connected to this case? Yep, this case has way too many similarities to what happened 7 years ago. For starters, that case happened right here at this very space center too, and in both incidents a threat was issued via telephone. So that's why Prosecutor Blackquill thinks this incident, something, is the work of the Phantom. Well, that's not the entire reason. I mean, if you want to talk about 7 years ago, that's when Prosecutor Blackquill was found guilty of murder. That messy case is what started the whole dark age of the law. So you see how this Phantom and Prosecutor Blackwell's conviction might be related. Yeah, I can see why you'd think that. This incident and the Phantom, not to mention Blackwell's past, it's almost inconceivable that they would come to a head here. This might sound crazy, but Prosecutor Blackquill can't possibly believe Mr. Starbuck is this Phantom person, right? I mean, he was acting kind of strange during the last trial and all. The prosecution appears to be ready as well. Yeah, he was acting a bit weird, wasn't he? Not yet. I'm not quite ready yet. Yeah, stretch. Jeez. No, I doubt he thinks Mr. Starbuck is his Phantom, but I do get the feeling that he thinks the defendant has ties to him, which is why he's acting so impatient. He's got a personal grudge against Mr. Starbuck, and that's not real justice. I've always trusted in Prosecutor Blackwell's judgment until now, but this time I'm just so overwrought about it all. If he lost his ability to think rationally, I'm afraid it might lead to a false conviction. Add in 5 minutes, guys. Add in 5 minutes. I've never seen Detective Fulbright so tormented. This must be why he's been so cooperative. Don't worry, that's exactly what we defense lawyers are working to prevent even. I feel bad for Prosecutor Blackquill, but I'm going to be rooting for your team this time. But don't tell him that. You have to promise me you won't. Detective Fulbright, I guess I was wrong about you. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackquill. I make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give in to his emotions and tear the defendant apart. You're the only ones who can stop him in court. You really care and want what's best for Prosecutor Blackquill, don't you, Detective? Leave the courtroom to us. It's not like we want a guilty verdict either. I was hoping you'd say that. I'm really grateful to the two of you. To show my thanks, I'll give you a little bit of information. It's about the eyewitness. I saw her hanging around the Space Center entrance a little while ago. Really? Then let's go find her, right, Mr. Wright? Thanks to you two. I feel a lot better now that I've been able to get that off my chest. I'm going to work extra hard to find that perfect piece of evidence for you. In Justice We Trust on 3. 1, 2, 3. In Justice We Trust. Okay, Leah. Okay. There he goes. Wait, were we supposed to say In Justice We Trust back there too? Let's go see that witness now. Alright, the Space Center entrance. It is. I'm gonna get this bit done. The witness must be around here somewhere. Hello. Oh, don't tell me the witness is a robot. Hello, come over here. Hello. Are you sightseeing? Are you lost? Are you... I'm Clunko. Shall I guide you? Guide you? I don't know why, but this robot is kind of freaking me out. Hey, you're not supposed to be wandering around. Again? I've had it with you, hunk of junk. Ah! Don't hit it! I'm outside, don't hit it, Clunko. Am I wondering? When did that happen? Okay, welcome back, hunk of junk. You don't know how close you came. If you didn't step out of it, I was going to put you on the curb on trash day. Nothing works better than a 42.5 degree karate chop. That's pretty specific. Excuse me, but are you the one who witnessed the murder? Oh, and I'm Phoenix Wright, the lead attorney for this case. How'd you do? Big shot liars, huh? I'm Aura Blackquill. I'm a researcher developing robots here at the Cosmos Space Center. Blackquill? Could she be... And this good for nothing robot is named Hunk of Junk. My name is no Hunk of Junk. My name is Clunko. That was me, Miss Aura. Quit complaining. Your model number is Ponko 2. God, but Miss Aura, everyone calls me Clunko. Quit you squawking already. No, what are you doing? No, don't be mean to Clunko. Be mean to Clunko. There, I bet you won't be talking back now. Yeah, I will obey completely. Yikes, I'd better watch what I'd cross with this one. Your last name. Your last name is Blackquill. Do you have a relative in the legal profession? You're correct. Simon Blackquill used to be a prosecutor is... Shut up. Only speak when I order you to speak. Simon is my little brother. You know him? Yeah, we met him in court a few times. Right, Athena? What a dull creature. Has the switch ever been turned off? Athena being shy? This is new. Oh yeah, I heard he was prosecuted again, despite being a prisoner. Why doesn't he just stick to solving disputes among inmates in prison, right? Hey, what do you think, Hunk of Junk? Yeah, but sorry, that hurts. I'm asking you a question. Why don't you answer me, useless hunk of junk? Miss Sarah, you told me to only speak when you ordered me to speak. I told you to never talk back to me. You're worth more than a scrap. I decided soon. Robot abuse, heart attacks, Blackquill, family life must sure be interested. Well, do you have any other questions? Yeah, of course you do. You're a lawyer. It's not like I'm on Simon's side or anything. I just want to get this over with. Okay, I decided soon, so I won't start this next. A lot of dialogue with Aura. I keep needing to yawn now, but you know, we are close to finishing this, like a little bit. So, yeah. So yeah, we are close to finishing. Just gonna wait until this. You know, yeah. Let's start this bit. Because I am too impatient. It's the only person who witnessed the incident. And it literally starts like right after I finished reading. Right after I finished reading the first thing. Okay. Well, yeah, we are close to finishing. We're close to finishing the investigation, and then yeah, I'll end stream. I don't know if I'm gonna raid out today actually, because I am kind of tired. So I don't know if I'm gonna raid out to someone today. I'll have to think about it. I'll have to think about it. I just need to charge this because it is kind of dead. I mean, not entirely, but like it's like close to dying. It's like pretty close to dying. So yeah. So yeah. Just gotta wait for the ad break to end. Everyone should be coming back soon. Should be back in a few seconds. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back from the ad. That's right. I was on the 4th floor of the main building in the robotics lab. The explosion disabled the elevators, so I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to do. Fulbright. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? It must have been a very troubling experience. Probably best to just humour her here. Then as I passed by the 3rd floor boarding lounge, one window on my way down, I saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. So you saw the crime as it happened, and that's about it. I see. Wait, what? You saw it being committed? This is no time to just nod and repeat. So you saw it into the 3rd floor lounge. The very scene of the crime. That's right, there's a small window on the right hand side of the room. I looked through that from the outside. The room was pitch black, but I saw a shady figure holding a lighter in their left hand and a knife in their right. That must have been the culprit. Did you see who that person was? Of course not. The power was out on that floor then, and there was only that tiny window. I see. But you did witness the moment of the murder? Yeah, I saw the figure with the lighter raise their knife, and it happened at precisely 10 a.m. Did you witness anything else? Did the killer have any distinguishing details? Features even? I already told you it was pitch black in there, although I didn't notice that the lighter the person had in their left hand had a pretty ornament on it. It looked like a planet. It was blue like a little earth emblem. They had good taste in knickknacks anyway. An earth emblem on the lighter. I'd better remember that. Okay, that's been added to the testimony. Thank you for your statement. We'll definitely prove Mr. Starbucks' innocence with it. Yeah, right. I won't hold my breath. Pardon me? Oh, did I hurt your feelings? Sorry. I just detest liars. That's all. What don't you like about liars? It's just an instinctive dislike. But don't feel bad. I hate prosecutors even more. That didn't make me feel any better, actually. I mean, she hates her brother as well. Why'd you hate lawyers so much? A little thing from my past. The whole legal system is meaningless in the first place. I certainly don't agree. I mean, people are imperfect. They lie, they're influenced by silly emotions. You can't expect such imperfect creatures to uphold a reasonable system of law. I like robots much better, even sad sacks like this one. Hey you, look alive there. Yes, here I go. I'm the ultimate robot. Alright, that's enough out of you. You're getting a little too carried away. What was I doing? Yep, I like robots much better. At least you can make them any way you want them. Unlike humans with their petty emotions and constant worries. How can you say such things? Feeling emotions, worrying about the things we care about, that's what makes us human. Well, the girl finally talks and she starts with a speech. That's what makes us human? You mean getting angry and snorting like that? Rational thought. That's what separates humans from animals. Unfortunately, your reasoning capabilities are more akin to that of a clever little monkey. But that's nothing to be ashamed of. It must be nice to have such a simple mind. Can I punch your boss? Get a hold of yourself, Athena. Humans certainly are absurd. I said you were clever, didn't I? Poor thing. Tell me, with people like you in charge, how can I possibly trust the legal system? So she just distrusts not only lawyers and prosecutors, but the whole legal system? What in the world happened to this woman to make her so bitter? Even if somebody important to me was killed, I would never wish to see the killer brought to trial, because I'd much rather kill them myself. You can't be serious. That thing you're wearing around your neck. Oh, this? Around Athena's neck? Does she mean widget? Oh, I get it. Well, well. Her Royal Highness has returned at last to her castle. Her Royal what? Is she talking about Athena? By the way, I heard the rumors. Our director is going to be the star witness in court tomorrow, right? Director Cosmos? Yeah, that's right. You poor things. You'd better be careful. That old man is a big liar and a huge braggart. What? He might seem like a bigwig, but the center has all kinds of problems. He has a lot of skeletons in his closet. But it's your problem, so why should I care? What? That's it? No family tips, no good luck guys, just splendid. I'll leave you to your woes. Come on, hunk of junk. It's sad to me that she doesn't believe in our legal system anymore. I mean, she must have had a very bad experience to make her feel that way. Are you alright, Athena? You seem very down. I just can't believe she said all those things. Wow, she's really upset. Has she been trying not to let it show all this time? Well, I guess it's not all that surprising. You hear about fabricated evidence and false indictments, however you say it, on the news all the time. You mean the whole Dark Age of the law nonsense? I'm so sick of hearing about that. Well, all we can do is believe in what we're doing. Yeah, you're right, boss. I agree. Maybe it's time we went back to see Mr. Starbuck. Good idea. We should tell him about the bullet and Miss Blackquill's statement. Alright then, next up, the detention center. Let's go. Detention center. And we're back here with Starbuck. When eyes are here, it must be bad news. He not necessarily. Found a new witness. A researcher saw the moment of the murder through the lounge window during her escape. Really? So they're going to let me go? Unfortunately, it was dark and she couldn't identify the person. I should have known. My stars never align just right too. But we got a lead to Mr. Starbuck. The murderer had a lighter with an Earth emblem on it. A lighter with an Earth emblem? Oh! Did you remember something? Yep, I sure did. Just a little bit though. Anything at all would be a help. So please tell us what you remembered. I thought I was unconscious the whole time. But now I remember I woke up for a few brief moments. That's huge. Do you remember seeing anything? A lighter. I saw the flame of a lighter floating in the darkness. Good. What else did you see? What was nearby? It was definitely the boarding lounge, so it must have been after Clay carried me there. In the light from the flame, I saw a dark shadow flickering. A dark shadow. That must have been the third party we've been looking for. Thank you, Mr. Starbuck. You've been more help than you know. If we can prove there was this third person at the scene and that they're the real killer, then you'll be cleared of all suspicion. The key will be whether or not we can identify this third person in court tomorrow. At least we have something to go on now, and that's a big plus. I should probably tidy the evidence up a bit before someone mistakes me for a hoarder. Irrelevant evidence tidied up. Now I have a glimmer of hope. I'm suddenly starving. What do we have now? So now we just have autopsy report, space center diagram, utility knife, launchpad 1 door log, security camera video, oxygen tank data, space center pamphlet, control room door log, bullet hole, hope capsule, and Aura's statement. What do we go back to the office and treat ourselves to a big celebration in advance? For someone who's highly empathetic, you can be surprisingly unsympathetic. Let's go, go, go. Agency. So you found your strategy for tomorrow's trial, huh? Good for you, Daddy. Well, it's one step forward anyway. Hopefully it'll give us a fighting chance in court. As long as we can find out who this third person is. Then let's get something to eat. I'm starving. My vote is for Eldune's noodles. Oh, Apollo! Oh, Apollo's here. Oh, here he is. Oh, is that one of the jackets from... oh, is that... I've forgotten his name now. Terrence, Terrence, jacket. Well, what are you doing here? I didn't think the clinic was ready to release you that yet. My wound's fine. And I'm done lying around. Apollo, you're supposed to be in bed. Leave the case to us. We'll take it from here. Thanks, but that's not an option. Not for me. Apollo. You shouldn't underestimate your injuries, Apollo, and I don't want you overdoing it. I'm fine. I'm not in pain anymore. Besides, they just gave me an IV at the clinic. An IV isn't a cure-all, mummy man. Anyway, just tell me how the case is going. Have you guys made any progress at all? A suspicious figure was spotted at the scene. We think they must be the real killer. A suspicious figure? Huh? Right. I thought you'd be happier than that. Oh, don't get me wrong, I'm happy. And I fully intend to see Clay's murderer apprehended. Absolutely. Nothing will get in the way of that. Clay was your best friend, right, Apollo? That's right, best friend since junior high. Sounds like me and Junie. So what was Clay like? Well, he was full of compassion and energy. He had a really loud voice. If the two of you did voice training together now, I bet you'd break a few windows. You know, I bet you're right. It seems like only yesterday. Clay was the guy who lived for his dreams. We used to talk about it a lot. He was going to be an astronaut and me a lawyer. We talk well into the night, and even then we never grew tired of it. Apollo, about that jacket. Oh, it's Clay's. I knew it. It's a special jacket that was only issued to members of the Hat Project. He was finally able to get one of his own once he was selected for the Hat 2 mission. He always looked so proud wearing it. But just when his dream was finally coming true, I still can't believe it. Damn it, it's not fair. Poor Apollo, man. Apollo, I hope you don't try to carry the burden all alone. I guess we were both unlucky. My own debut was a disaster. I guess you're right on some level. That trial a year and a half ago wasn't exactly the smoothest of starts. That was a rough time for me, but Clay refused to let me quit. You're fine, he'd say. Don't give up. It was right during his screening exams too. I couldn't have become a full-fledged lawyer without him. That you're fine of his is why I'm still standing here today. You're fine, huh? You fine and I'm fine were like your catchphrases, weren't they? Ha, something like that. Sure brings back memories. When we were in junior high, Clay's mum passed away in an accident. But he wouldn't show his sadness to anyone. One night I found him crying alone in the school courtyard. Mum. Get away, Apollo, don't come over here. Clay, listen to me. I don't have a mother either. Huh? I always think everybody else has a mum. Why am I the only one? But you know when I start to feel that way, I yell at the top of my lungs. I holler I'm fine, and then you know what? I start to feel like maybe I really will be fine. Apollo, justice is fine. Okay, Clay, now it's your turn. Okay. Clay turn is fine. There you go. Now we're both fine. We're fine. We're fine. Why are you laughing about it? See? We're fine. You laugh first. I'm fine. You're fine. We're both fine. No. No. Thanks, Apollo. When you say it out loud, it really starts to feel real. And as long as you don't give up, you can keep on fighting. That's what we believed. As long as you don't give up. Wasn't there somebody else who said something similar? If I give into my fear, I never find the truth. As long as I don't give up, I can keep up the fight. Clay called Mr. Starbuck his mentor and looked up to him. I wonder if I can be as good a role model for my staff like Mr. Starbuck. Sorry, Mr. Wright, but I'll be taking a leave of absence. Oh, what? Wait, what do you mean by a leave? And this is the cutscene we saw. This is the cutscene that we saw at the end of 10 About Countdown. You're really serious? Can you at least give me a reason why? When I put Killy's jacket on, I swore to him that I would catch his killer myself. But that's our goal too. I agree with Athena. We should work together to find the truth. The truth, huh? That's a noble cause. But what if the truth you seek and the truth I seek turn out to be different? I'm not sure I follow. What are you saying, Apollo? I'm going to catch the person responsible for taking my friend's life in my own way. Take good care of Mr. Starbuck for me. Now I must be going. Goodbye. Goodbye. Did he just say goodbye? I sensed a lot of seething anger and hatred coming from him. And also suspicion. He's not walking out on us like this. I'm gonna go talk some sense into him. Hold on, Athena. Apollo can believe what he wants, but I believe he's wrong. Even if we take different paths, the truth we arrive at should be the same. I think the quicker we solve this case, the better it will be for Apollo. Yeah, you're right, boss. Alright, that's enough for one day. Make sure you're ready for tomorrow's trial, okay? If he were here right now, Apollo would say, I'm fine. Everything is fine. I just hope things really do turn out fine tomorrow. To be continued. And that is where we're going to end stream here. And we're going to continue this case on Wednesday. We have the last trial. Let's go back. I return to game menu. But yeah. I don't think I'm going to raid out today just because I am very, very tired and I want to get this done. I want to get this done. I want to go to bed soon. So, yeah. Hope you've enjoyed the stream. And I shall see you guys on Wednesday. All my socials are... Oh, I'm going to put my webcam here. All my socials should be in the About Me section or in the commands. Really, that's like best place to put it. That's like best place, the commands. Those are the link tree, so if you just do exclamation mark link tree, then it's like pretty much all there. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed the stream, and I shall see you guys on Wednesday. Bye guys. Bye.